risky behavior.
Yo, what's up? How are you doing? Welcome to Risky Behavior, the podcast where we explore the fascinating and often perplexing world of human actions. Why do we engage in risky behavior? Well, from the complexities of love and relationships to the nuances of religion, politics, and even crime, we'll delve into the choices we make and what drives us. Now, I don't label people as good or bad. Instead, I focus on the behaviors that can lead us down a risky path. Join me as we uncover the motivations behind our actions and examine the intriguing aspects of human behavior. Let's get started. Well, I am back online. I was just live and YouTube knocked me right on off. I was doing a story about the 14-year-old that fell in love with the AI robot. I won't say what he did. YouTube had an issue with me doing it. And I'm kind of upset that they kick the video, but it's actually kind of a good thing. You don't want anybody just talking about anything. And so it's all good with me. Things happen. I'm back. This is the late night show. I'm up. I'm bored. It's late. I made me a little drink. And so I am chilling. I'm gonna watch this Tommy Sotomayor interview he did. It's a one-on-one that he did with two young ladies that wanted to do a one-on-one session with him because they have an issue with the content that he does. Now, this video in particular, I love is because it went so bad, and Tommy was still able to rein them back on in and stuff because the interview went terrible, but he still was able to use logic, and it took some talking, but he was able to get the young ladies to calm down. And another thing that this video that I'm about to play pointed out to me is that comprehension is key. And Tommy always used to say something. Always record these conversations when you have them. When you have a conversation with somebody, always record it because people will say things to you and act like they never said it. People will argue with you. They will move the goalposts. They will be dishonest. They will lie. They'll say something, act like they didn't say it. And they do this all the time. And that is exactly what happened in this video. And another reason I chose this video is because that's exactly what happened to me today. I'm on Clubhouse. Now, granted, I should have never went into the room, but I got a thing for toxicity. I do. I don't know why. That's why my name is Risky Behavior. If it's toxic and it's my fault, I always think like I got that problem where it's like I always think that you can change people's mind. I don't know why I'm like that. I think that if I say the right thing, maybe I can win these people over on my side. And so it's some people in a room on Clubhouse that I'm usually in rooms with them. Now, the title of the room was Should Black Women Marry Black Men? And I'm like, oh man, they probably bashing men in this room. I think I'm gonna go in there anyway. So I go into the room and they're carrying on or whatnot. And there's one particular young lady, which I'm not she's not somebody I usually talk to. I think I've maybe heard her a couple of times, but I'm not really, used to her. I don't know her or anything. So she's going on and on about black men, and she was calling them bums and broke and everything. And I was listening. And as a man, when you're listening to women speak, because I'm not a woman and I don't date men, I kind of allow a lot of things because sometimes people speak out of hurt and anger. And so you want to give them that opportunity to vent. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But she was taking it a little bit too far. And she said something like, well, you know, all these men are homeless. And I was like, why are you saying that? Right? And she says, well, Mountain Dew Master, what's up? What's up? What's up, man? What's good? How you doing? How you doing? So this lady says that all these black men, they're homeless and they're broke. And I'm like, well, not to focus everything on me, but I was like, I live life like everybody else lives life. I walk around. All this hatred, pain, destruction, brokeism, like I know it exists, but it's not everybody. Like, if you're a person that gets up every day, puts on your uniform, your clothes, whatever, and you going into work, um, I just don't see it that you just walking past a bunch of homeless people of anybody. You know what I mean? It felt like she was just overly exaggerating and she was doing it just to be mean. And the way she spoke, you would think that she invented the internet. You would think she was this executive, just doing her thing. Now, what I'm about to say, this is not a diss to anybody at all, right? Because you do what you got to do to make your money. What's up? Mountain Dew Master, why you always trying to throw me off, man? Would I eat Lizzo out for $1? No, it would have to be way more money than that. Not for $1, though. And Lizzo got a lot of money. Ain't no way in hell she gonna treat me like I'm some cheap dude. No. She gotta pay me way more than $1. She gotta put not even 1,000, $1. That's really, really cheap. That's really, really cheap. So the young lady that I'm talking about, she tries to prove her point, but at the same time, it flipped on her, right? Because she said, when I was Ubering, I picked up a homeless black dude. How is that one homeless dude? How does he represent millions of other men? It made no sense to me. And number two, I said, huh? Because I wanted to hear her say it again, but she realized she messed up. And so she didn't want to say it again. I said, excuse me, ma'am. I said, why are you talking down on people, acting high and mighty, like you run with the elites and you drive Uber? Is there something wrong with that? No. As long as you ain't robbing people, knocking old ladies over the head, nothing wrong with it. I want to know is, why are you dissing other people? Because here's the thing, people could also reverse that and put that on you and say, well, you're just an Uber driver. And it's just crazy to me that you don't have you're not more humble than that. That's what threw me off. Now, what she tried to do was act as if I was challenging her um to a show off session. So she goes, well, like, you're probably one of them broke guys. I said, well, no, I'm not a broke guy. I'm not a rich guy. I said, I'm just like everybody else. I'm like everybody else in this world, working hard. I care about my family. That's it. I'm not better than nobody. I'm not putting nobody down. Do not try to reverse this on me. I'm asking you, why are you being mean to other people and putting them down when you're not on this high level? It's not like you're a doctor, lawyer, or something like that. People would agree, hey, you're at a high social economic level. And what she did was she moved goalposts, she changed the subject. She acts like I'm attacking her when all I did was call her out on her nonsense and stuff. And so, anywho, that's my story of um, what happened to me today. And it's late night. I'm drinking, I'm vaping, I'm having a good time, I'm having fun. And so I said, man, look, I'm gonna watch some Tommy Sotomayor. And I got the perfect video for it. It's a nice fun video, bunch of interaction. Let me pull it up. Go ahead and jump into it. I'll run my mouth forever and then people get mad at me.
Like, tell me something about yourself to go lead in. Because if you keep moving away from the mic and doing stuff like that, then it won't show up right. So if you could, go ahead.
My name is Megan. This is my cousin Kelechi. We are both Nigerian, and we love Black men, and we love Black women, and we don't like Black men that hate Black women, or we don't agree to their ideologies and philosophies towards Black women.
All right, so let's talk a little bit. I think the audience is ready and prepared to listen. So here we go. You said that. Let's start off. You said you are Nigerian, yes?
Yes, sir.
All right. How did you come across my work?
Also, I want to say the video quality is not going to be the best because it's kind of like this is an old video. So just letting you know.
My friend Pearl told me to look into you, and I watched. I just looked you up on YouTube, saw one video, and want to make my own opinion for myself and see my opinion. Oh, this is my cousin Kelechi. Hi.
How are you doing?
How are you?
I'm well. How are you? So you guys are both going to sit down and talk to me, and let's have a good conversation. You can ask whatever you'd like, comment about whatever you want to. Don't worry about your language or anything. It is what it is. I'm here to try and talk about what your thoughts of me are. So you said you saw one video. What was that video? What was it about?
The first video that I saw was basically like it was the title was "This Message is to All Black Women," and I don't remember exactly what it was like about. I think it was just you commenting on exactly what you mean when you say these negative things about us. And the first part was basically the part of the video that I remember was when you were saying Black women are the only women that address each other as bitches more than
I don't have a video saying Black women are the only women that address each other as bitches.
No, you say Black women are more likely to address each other as bitches than any other.
What I'm talking about is if you have a group that has a problem with someone calling them that this bitch is a normal thing, that I think it's a problem. I mean, how can you say you don't think it's a problem that I say certain things, or that you do think it's a problem that I speak a certain way about Black women, when we have normalized it that they speak a certain way about themselves? How is that okay?
I'm not saying that what you're saying is incorrect. I didn't say that, okay, speaking about Black women in general is absolutely horrible. I'm saying that the fact that you're specifying Black women specifically only, you're not addressing any other race.
Why would I if I was saying Black women were the most beautiful women on the planet, if I said Black women got the best bodies on the planet, guess who wouldn't come in and say, well, you should talk about white people too?
Exactly. If he said that, they would not say anything. Hold on, D-Life. Seriously, Lizzo for $1 oh, I thought you said you do the whole thing for $1. My bad. You said $1 a second. Okay, now that makes sense. That makes sense. You said both of these ladies fine is yeah. They're beautiful. They're beautiful young ladies. They really, really are.
And I actually love that you said that, because it's ironic that you're going to chastise people for wanting to focus on being more positive than want to be negative. Because you did state in that video, if I would sit here and say that Black women are loud, or Black women I'll just say something negative, you're going to have the one Black person that's going to say, oh, well, not all Black women. But then you did say, well, if we say that they're all queens and that they are the most beautiful, blah, no one's going to chime in and say not all Black women. Because I don't feel like we should live in a society where we have to focus on negativity and not focus on positivity.
But so okay, let's say this. What if we just said we wanted to focus on breast cancer and not testicle cancer? Does that mean testicle cancer doesn't exist? Like you're saying, let's not focus on negative. But what are you doing that's so positive? Meaning there's negative in the world. So somebody has to talk about it. There's a reason why they're homicide detectives. Guess what homicide detectives don't do? They don't go to birthday parties. They don't investigate people getting presents for Christmas. They investigate people who get killed. So what should we go tell homicide detectives? Hey, man, we shouldn't we shouldn't concentrate on the negative things in life. Let's go do something positive. That's actually something they're helping out. It's a help, even though you consider it negative. They're helping by solving these crimes and potentially stopping people from committing them. So my focusing on the thing you consider negative, I'm one person. There could be like, why can't you find on YouTube right now? And I'm just curious. You can't find on YouTube a woman who hates me, but she got content where she's uplifting her own kind, Black women. How do you have a problem with a dude not uplifting you, but then I don't look at your stuff and see you uplifting yourself?
Are you saying that there's currently no one uplifting Black women who also has an issue with your opinion?
Yeah. Go ahead, name one. You name one person that's going around talking about all positive stuff and about Black women, and then they're challenging me because that's all they do. You know, hey, I just go around talking about positive stuff. I do positive stuff for Black people, and I'm going after this guy. I looked at her Instagram. Her Instagram isn't sitting up there just uplifting the shit out of Black people, and then, you know, that's why she has a problem with me, because then that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to talk about people who don't donate to the Red Cross if I don't donate to the Red Cross.
So I don't necessarily think that just because she doesn't have a YouTube page or just because you personally can't find someone with a YouTube page that's uplifting Black women on the internet doesn't mean that they're not Black people uplifting other Black people in the real world, like aside from the internet. So, for example, I mean, I don't really, number one, I think I'm not really that big on social media, but for sure, I do uplift Black women that I know. I'm a Delta. I'm part of a sorority. That's uplifting to me. Doing community service, that's uplifting to me. Being on the board of a nonprofit that solely works for women of color who have been abused, etc. That's uplifting to me. I don't have to go and showboat it on the internet or on social media, etc. I know the work that I'm doing in my community every day. So I think it's very easy to judge. And, you know, I'm kind of coming on here as Megan's guest. So I haven't researched everything that you've done. So I'm not going to say my full opinion on everything that you've done because I don't really know much.
Well, she doesn't know everything I've done. She said that she's only seen one video.
No, I've seen a few of your
Well, I'm only going by what you said at the beginning.
Okay, I've seen the first video that I saw that my friend Pearl pointed out to me. And then I was just looking at your name on YouTube and just seeing the titles of your other videos. And I kind of made an opinion based off of the title. I didn't exactly watch all of them because I was slightly like disgusted.
I got a video title called Light-Skinned Girls Look Better Than Dark-Skinned Girls, Get Over It. The video actually says the exact opposite. I do this because, no offense, most Negroes surface watch, and I do it to prove that Negroes surface watch, that they will watch a title and say, I can't believe you said this. And it's one of my most thumbs down videos because dumb bitches watch the title and didn't watch the video.
Because dumb bitches watch the title.
You are a dumb bitch if you watch something and don't, if you watch a title and don't watch it and make a comment. Hold on, whoa. You act.
Now watch this. He's talking about the people on a particular video that had an issue with that video, not because they watched it and they disagree with the content of that video, but only because they saw the title of that video, right? Now, what I think is happening is while he's talking, they're not even respectful enough to listen to him and actually hear him and comprehend him. And because of that, at this moment, they think that Tommy called them both the B word, and he did not. He was talking about other people, but because they don't comprehend and they're not giving him the respect of actually listening and giving him a chance, they mistook everything he just said, and it's going to cause a whole freaking argument.
like I'm saying something that's really that offensive to an individual who would make a determination by not watching something, but that's offensive to you. But you'll go to the club and somebody say, these hoes ain't loyal, and you ain't never stopped dancing.
Well, I mean, I think that's a personal opinion. I think you need to figure out who these people are. Number one, I'm not yelling.
Oh, I got to figure out who they are when they weren't smart enough to watch a video before commenting. Got it. Okay.
If you would listen to what I'm saying, which I'm not gonna, number one, I'm not gonna stay on here long if we're yelling at each other. So that's number one.
No, that's fine.
Number two, this is a discussion. So I'm saying, I'm not disagreeing with you. People need to read. That is a universal problem. People look at something and they don't read it all the way. They don't watch it all the way. That is a universal problem.
But you have more of a problem with the way I said it.
Then we should go to, I didn't say I have a problem.
Yes, you did. You said dumb bitches. That's what you literally did.
Speaking with you raising your voice inflection on this conversation.
Okay, well, let me stop everybody before we keep going. Everybody who watches me and knows me, that may have been your problem. You should have watched me and know I speak in passion, so you can stop or leave at any point in time. I'm not cussing you out, and I haven't said anything to you. You're not going to tell me that I can't speak with passion when that's literally what I do. Ask my audience. It's what I do. Dear, I'm being very respectful to you. If it bothers you that I do what I normally do, then you can leave. That's respectful.
Okay, so if I'm respecting how you're saying it, I should also be respected when I say.
But I didn't tell you that you should
go to that level when we're having.
Whoa! How am I disrespecting how you speak? I never told you how to speak.
Number one, you're putting words in my mouth. I never said the word disrespect. I said you were raising your voice in a different inflection, and I feel like we're having a simple discussion, but there's no need to yell.
And I'm explaining to you how I speak, so you can either accept it or, because you said I'm not going to be here long if you
allow me to say, okay, Tommy, I understand. No problem. Like I told you in the beginning, I haven't watched all your videos, so I don't know how you speak. So if you then come back to me and say...
But that's why would I be talking to people who didn't do the research before? Wait a minute.
And did you notice how she says, allow me to say, okay, I didn't know. You gave an ultimatum, and so he fired back and said, fine, you can go. Don't try to backtrack on it now.
Hold on, dear. I'm not raising my voice. I'm asking you a logical question. You have an audience watching you right now. Why would I be joined by someone who does not know what I am about, but they're going to debate me? Have any of you been on a debate team? Do you just walk in the debate room and start debating?
Like I said, I'm here as Megan's guest. I've seen one or two.
But I'm asking her then, why would she bring someone that's not learned on the subject?
I'm just here as a support to her to have a discussion with you so that I can hear more about your
My audience is hearing this, guys.
Having this conversation was because I wanted to understand why you feel the way that you feel. And based off of the video that I saw and the ones I saw on YouTube, the titles, I was like, this man does not like Black women, in my opinion, because his own Black mother didn't treat him, because you are not going to speak about someone that
Wow. You guys hear this, right?
And it's funny because I'm sure most Black women that watch you feel the exact same way.
Dear, hold on. Listen, wait a minute. What you're saying now is not only a lie, but it's ignorant.
Oh, it's not but I'm ignorant. But
I said y'all, do y'all hear this? This is why you can't have a conversation with Black people about Black women. I said that what she said was ignorant, means she doesn't have the knowledge of what she just said. It was not anything towards her. It was a fact. She said something that was untrue and she didn't have the knowledge of it, but she said, oh, I'm ignorant now. I'm ignorant. No, I said what you said was. And you are supposed to be an educated person, and you don't understand that if you say something that you don't have knowledge of, that means you are ignorant of the subject. That's the problem with Black folks. Y'all heard it right here first. You heard a woman sit up here and me say something was 100% correct.
You know nothing about a Black woman because you're not a Black woman. So you are the most ignorant man right now speaking about something that you know nothing about. You are not a Black woman to speak on Black issues.
Oh, so I can't. Hey, so then you're not a.
I just want to say that it's 13 minutes in. They should not be arguing at this point. You should not be coming on to someone's show and that quickly in 13 minutes, you're arguing with them.
A politician, so you can't speak on politics. Wait a minute. You're not a politician. You can't speak on politics. You're not a teacher, so you can't speak on education. Your logic makes no sense. If your mechanic tears up your car, you can't say nothing because you're not a mechanic. If black dudes aren't taking care of their kids, you can't say nothing because you don't have kids and you ain't a black man. That's the logic you just gave.
I don't speak negatively on black men. All of the things I ever say on black men are whenever what they have done towards me.
Wow, so you can do that, but I can. Hey, Pearl, do you hear what your own friend just said? Do you hear what your own friend said? She can make a statement based upon how she was treated. I can't. And she won't even say, you know, that makes sense. I guarantee you she won't say right now, you know what, that does make sense.
Well, first of all, every time I say something, you interrupt me.
Y'all hear it? We have an audience. People are looking at you. Okay, so they can say I'm wrong right now. Dear, look, I'll give you the link. They can tell you if they, dear, I'm going to give you the link. No, dear. I'm going to give you the link and let you look at the live reaction and you can decide. Because if they hear me going off the rails, they'll be like, dude, you're being an asshole.
I don't feel like you're being an asshole at all. You have the right to any opinion. You have the right to any thought. I had my own opinion. You wanted me to be on this show. I'm only on this because you asked me.
Whoa. Stop. Don't tell a lie. You wanted to talk to me. I didn't know you existed. I didn't know you existed. That's a lie. I didn't know you existed, dear. Hold on. Before we go, we can cut this off now. I didn't know you existed. Don't tell people I reached out to you. That's a lie. I didn't know you existed. The fact that you're sitting here saying things and won't even stop and say, well, that's not true. Because how would I have reached out to you? I don't know you.
You know what's so scary about this? Could you imagine being in a relationship or dating someone like this? Someone that just lies so effortlessly, like just lies. You request to be on this man's show to talk about an issue you have with him. He doesn't know about you. He doesn't have an issue with you. Why would he request to talk to you? But you just sit there and lie.
You literally just said the only reason you're on this show is because I asked you. You asked to talk to me.
Okay, first of all, I did not know. Can I speak? Do I have the floor?
Yes.
Okay. When I first discovered who you were, because I never heard about who you were, I didn't know you existed up until last night about 2 a.m. in the morning. That's when I discovered that you even existed. I watched your videos. I felt disgusted. I watched your video. I watched the comments on the ignorant black people that follow you and agree with you and the sad black women that agree with the shit that you're saying.
Wow. So you make complete universal judgments of people because they agree with me. And you think that's okay as a human being or a black woman. They're sad because they agree with me. You believe you can make blanket statements based upon someone agreeing with me, but you're thinking that I'm wrong for making a statement on my video about the same thing? You make no sense at all now. You made a blanket statement about someone agreeing with me. Do you hear what you just did? So it's okay for you to call black women sad because they don't agree with you. It's not a discussion when you can say that the reason you're on this show is to say, why do I believe this way? But then go off on black women for disagreeing with you.
I'm not going off on black women.
You call them sad, dear. You call them sad.
Okay, let me change my phrasing.
Jesus Christ.
With some of the black women that follow you and the things that they commented, I did not like how they were agreeing with what you said. Did I say that they were bad? Did I say that they were bitches? Did I say they were ignorant? Did I say they were uneducated?
Right, because calling somebody sad is a nice word. You're right. My bad. I'm sorry.
I don't agree with you. They don't agree with me, and I don't agree with them. We're all on the same.
Yeah, but they're not calling you sad.
So I don't understand.
Whoa, but they're not calling you anything. They're allowing you the right to disagree with me. That's the purpose of, I thought, being an adult. We don't all agree. Why do they have to be some name? Because they don't agree with you. And you only know them based upon you saw a video that you didn't like, and you felt like they shouldn't have liked it either. What?
Right. Shout out Guns and Magnolias. Yeah, she's very Lulu. She's crazy.
On video. Remember what you just said. You've known of me since 2 a.m. And from that, you figured out that I don't love my mom, who we sit out and went out and fed the homeless together.
I'm going based off of your actions.
And Jesus Christ. So
yes, okay. Oh yeah, Jesus.
So it's okay for you to judge me based upon the actions of a video, but you're telling me I'm wrong by judging black women based upon the same thing, actions. That makes no sense. And you won't even admit that it makes no sense.
No, because it does make sense. Because first of all, I can't even get my entire point through before you decide to interrupt me.
Stop saying things that are inaccurate, and I won't break in the middle of it.
Of you. I don't think that all black men are horrible men or horrible people because of.
And I don't think all black women are horrible people. That's how I got those sad black women following me. What you just said makes no sense. I don't think all black women are that way. That's why sad black women follow me.
I do want to say though, that's one thing that bothers me, and I never get it, is that, and this is weird, and this is just a thought. This is for anybody to think. Also, if you're watching the video, if you can smash the like button, I would really appreciate it. Why is there always a connection between a black man and what he thinks about a black woman, or how he may be experiencing dating, or whatever he feels like the issue is within the community? If he speaks out, it's always got to be a "you hate your mama" type of thing, right? It's crazy to me. But here's something that's interesting that no one ever seems to want to bring up, is for black women, if you feel a certain way about black men, then how do you feel about the little black boys that you are raising, that you are in charge of teaching and raising up? How do you feel about them? And I think, that's even more, I think that would be even more important. Right. Shout out Gage. Gage says, I ain't eating no Lizzo. If you're wondering what Gage is talking about, Mountain Dew Master always wants to he wants to shake things up. So he says, would you go down for Lizzo for $1? I told him I'm not that cheap. D Life says he would do it for $1 a second. Cool. Shout out to Olivia. She says, hi, how you doing? Hope you're having a good night. Thank you for coming through and stopping by.
Are you saying those sad black women hate themselves? What you're saying doesn't even make sense. That's like me saying this white guy's racist and he got people from the Black Panther Party that's his friend. That doesn't make sense. Some people in the Black Panther Party are saying, this guy makes sense. No, he's racist. Wait a minute, but there's like 50,000 black people who like what he's saying and agree with him. No, because I don't like him, he's racist.
Okay.
I actually had somebody say that about a white friend of mine. They were just talking to me in private and they didn't even know that I knew the guy. And he was like, oh, so-and-so, he's racist. And I was like, no, he's actually a good guy. You should give him a chance. He doesn't know that, the person he was talking about has actually helped me out. And a couple of other people, some were black, some were white. And I was just like, this guy is not a racist. He's a good guy, so.
The entire point from the jump that I was trying to say before we even got here was I wanted to understand thoroughly. First of all, I didn't know, to be honest, I didn't know that I was going to be on, I don't know what your following is. I didn't know there's going to be a bunch of people watching me. I thought, to be honest, we were going to just have a personal conversation.
Yes, Olivia, it's very, very, very cold. But you know what? I don't like being cold, but I also like being able to pull out all of my hoodies because I'm a hoodie guy.
That's, to be very honest, I didn't know that. I wanted to get a thorough understanding first. You asked me a question. I was going to wait and see how you felt, wanting to understand thoroughly. Then from then on, getting my proper understanding of why you feel this way, having your ideologies and your philosophies towards Black women, I then was going to make my statements. Yes, I did make, I guess I'll say, an ignorant opinion because I didn't watch all the videos and I wasn't fully educated on what you do, why you do it, and everything that associated with that. I didn't know this was actually going to be a live thing. That was my own bad for not getting all the information. I truly just thought you were just hanging out with my friend and you're doing a small interview, just you and her, and we were going to have a conversation. I was going to understand you more.
Well, let me explain to you why I did it. Why I do everything this way. Just like when people come to my house.
And I didn't know that.
Okay, but I'm trying to explain it to you now. And I listened to you, and then I didn't have and everything you said makes sense now. And I was telling your friend that more Black people need to do what you just did instead of what you did at the beginning, which is come in like you know everything, which if you had came in like you didn't know and you were inquiring, this would have went completely different.
But that's not true because you asked me a question.
Shout out to Olivia. You said, I don't want to come across a racist, but why are so many Black women so angry all the time? I think that the point, where this interview is at right now explains the problem and the issue. And a lot of times we see it on social media. There's nothing wrong with being angry. There's nothing wrong with being upset. There's nothing wrong with being frustrated about life. I remember somebody, I was on a clubhouse stage. I do a lot of talking on Clubhouse. Sometimes is where I get my points that I'm going to use later on my YouTube videos. And this woman was on stage and she was yelling and she was screaming. She was angry. And I could understand why she was angry. She had every right to be. She was talking about the things that was going on in her community. She was upset. She was frustrated about just the drugs, a lack of jobs, right? And it's okay. But people use social media as one big venting session. And what they fail to realize is that the people that they're arguing and yelling with on the internet are not necessarily the people that they're angry with. And so instead of approaching these conversations with the intent of getting support, making a friend, getting someone to understand you, they're just yelling, they're screaming, they're venting. And in return, instead of making friends, they make enemies. Because what happened with me and this girl, she was yelling at me. She said, what about you, Black man? Do you go back to the hood and give back? And I said, wait a minute. I'm not from the hood. So why would I be going back anywhere, giving back? I'm not from there. I wouldn't even know where to go. I'm not from there. You're yelling at me as if I am the Black men that you grew up in the neighborhood with, that you're angry with, and I'm not that person. So you would not see me there. A friend of mine is another gentleman, and he's from that life. Used to be a gang member, been shot before, sold drugs, everything. But he turned his life around, and now he is a mentor. And I remember he stepped up. He said, wait a minute. He said, risky behavior. He's a good guy, but he's right. He's not from where we're from, but you're yelling at him as if he is. But for you to say that there are no men that are giving back to the community, and he ran down his resume and told her everything that he was doing to get back into the community. And so, and you said, I think angry, shout out Olivia says, I think angry was the wrong word. I think more so, I mean like aggressive or masculine. Yeah, you know what? I don't think angry is a bad word or the wrong word necessarily, because it does come across that way. I think that the reason it comes off as angry, and the reason why I just said everything I said, was it's really what you're seeing, like with this young lady on this show. It's a lack of communication. They don't have communication skills. A lot of us don't have communication or comprehension skills at all. He's telling her, look at the way you approach me. Look at the way you're talking to me. And she says, as an excuse, I did not know how you were going to run this show. How is that a good answer? Even if you didn't know how I ran my show, you should at least have to communicate. You should be able to communicate and comprehend enough that it wouldn't matter how I ran my show. You still should come off as a respectful person. She's told at least 2 lies already within 20 minutes of meeting this man for the first time. She's told 2 lies. She's insulted him and assumed to know what kind of relationship he's had with his mom. What does any of that have to do with you meeting somebody and not knowing how they ran their show? You should be respectful enough to not do any of those things when you first meet somebody. So I can understand why she's frustrated or why she's angry, and I'm sure anybody else could, but the reason you see it so much more and it gets amplified is because of the ability. They don't have the ability to communicate why they're frustrated. And so now you just have 2 people arguing instead of coming up with solutions and having a nice dialogue. Olivia says, thank you for explaining this. No, thank you for asking that question. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you.
And I answered the question. And when I answered the question, your first question was, you asked me like where me and my cousin are from. I said we're Nigerian. And then you said, okay, what videos of me have you seen? And I had seen those 2 videos. And I didn't actually make an opinion.
You actually did.
Said, so why
dear, you actually did. Dear, you're lying. You actually not only made an opinion of me, but my relationship with my mom and my past girlfriends' relationships. That's what you did. This is why I record stuff live, because I know that when I'm talking to, and excuse me for saying it, when I'm talking to most Black women, they will act like they didn't just say something 5 minutes ago. The whole audience heard you make not only an assessment of me, my relationship with my mom, my relationship with past chicks, then you made an assessment of my audience. Dear, okay, you won't even stop right now and say, okay, what I just said was untrue. You just said something that was untrue, and you're going to keep talking right around it.
It wasn't untrue because I think you mistook what I said.
Oh, wow.
I said based off of the titles of the videos.
That is a judgment. Do you not know what that means? You're educated.
To be honest with you, do you not like honesty? Because I'm not sitting here and saying.
I'm not telling you to lie, but don't listen. Stop making a judgment and then say it's not a judgment. Nobody told you that what you were doing was right or wrong, but don't deny that you did it.
When I just told you, when I was unaware that this was going to be a live thing, I just told you I had made an uneducated opinion. I didn't know. I was not acknowledged that this was going to be the case.
Dear, your friend is sitting here saying that you just said something and then turn around and changed it. I'm not making this up. You have an audience of, this is why I have an audience of people watching, because I get tired of people acting like they didn't say what they just said.
I want to put this up. G Hill says gaslighting 1-on-1. Yes, oh Lord. I put that up because I'm glad you said that, because I said some of what we see when it comes to these arguments is a person's inability to communicate and comprehend. But I have to also admit and add that sometimes you have people that are gaslighting and they're doing it on purpose. And I'm glad that you said that, because another thing that she's doing is she won't take accountability and she won't just apologize. She won't, because you already said what you said. It's not like you necessarily called him out his name. It's not a big deal to just say, you know what? I did make an assessment of your relationship with your mom and other women. I apologize. Hey, let me start over again. There's nothing wrong with saying that. That doesn't take away from your argument or your debate later on, because you're not a professional debater. Nobody will hold you to that. You could just say, hey, I did do that. I apologize. Would you like to start over again? That's the adult thing to do. You said flipping the script to dodge accountability. That's exactly what she's doing. Because like I said before, it does not matter if she knew or did not know. For instance, if you were dating someone, right? And let's just say they didn't tell you that their parents were coming to the house. And so you were not prepared to meet their parents, right? Now, you may not be dressed the way that you want to be dressed, right? Maybe you would have liked to get your hair done if you're a woman, or maybe you would have wanted to get your hair cut if you were a man, or if you got dreads, you would have got it retwisted, or long hair, you would have got it braided, whatever, right? Now, you might look a little bit disheveled, but surely whoever you're dating, their parents would still walk away, even though that meeting them was unplanned and you didn't know how it would go. Surely they would walk away from meeting you saying, I like who you're dating. They're very respectful. They're very intelligent. I like them, right? But if they walked away and said that you were rude and they don't like you, what are you going to say? Oh, well, the only reason I was rude and disrespectful is because I didn't know I was meeting them. Like, what kind of excuse is that? And that's what she's doing because, oh, I was unprepared. And so that's why I'm being disrespectful. No, she's just disrespectful.
That's fine. That's okay. That's okay. That's fine.
So maybe if you're going to open your mouth to say something, remember that you said it later.
I told you how I came about this. That's exactly what I'm trying to explain to you. I'm not saying that, oh, immediately coming on to this, I said this to you. The first thing when I saw your video, and then I got on YouTube and I saw the titles of your videos, I then made an opinion. And I said, okay, I want to thoroughly understand why this man feels this way, because I could never understand why. This is how I felt last night before I spoke to you. So before you go off on me, understand and listen thoroughly to what I am saying to you. I'm saying before I had made that opinion, I looked at the titles of your videos. I did not watch all of them. I read the comments. I had my opinions about the comments, like everyone has an opinion about anything. That's what I did. I then spoke to my friend Pearl, who, yes, I love so much, and she brought me onto this show, told me about you. I then asked, you know what? I kind of speaking as girls, because I'm going to be honest, I didn't know that we were going to have this conversation. I'm shocked that we're even having this conversation right now. I didn't have any idea that she was speaking to you. So it was just me being like, girl, if I could just talk to him right now, with the things I would say. She then said, well, he would like to speak to you. And I was shocked. I have the text messages. This is all through text. So then when she gave me the opportunity, I'm going to stand up for my own kind. I'm a Black woman. I'm a proud Black woman. Yes, I'm not going to say that we're perfect, but I'm not going to agree to most of how the comments that I did read. It's based off the comments. I didn't watch all the videos. I did see that one video and I did not like what I saw. That's all I'm saying.
And I saw a girl twerking on World Star and I did not like what I saw.
You saw my twerking?
No. Wow, I listened to everything you said, heard you speak. I said one line and you mistook the one line I spoke. I just spoke one line. One line, y'all hear it, one line.
I thought you said my twerking.
Just continue.
Because you're doing exactly what you're.
What am I doing? Go ahead. What am I doing?
Continue. No, just continue.
Oh, so I'm doing, but never mind. Just continue.
I don't want to argue. Just continue.
I'm not. Wait a minute. You're the one who cut me off. If you don't want to argue, you wouldn't have cut me off. Because that's why I didn't lie and say I didn't want to argue. I don't do something and then say I didn't want to do what I just did. You're the only one doing that.
No, I'm not the only one doing that.
When have I said I didn't do what I just did? Go ahead. Tell me when have I denied something I'm doing?
The only time that you actually allowed me to talk was just this last time.
You were able to do that once before earlier too, when I just sat there and let you talk. And then after you finished, I said, if you had done that when we came on the show, the difference is, dear, you're talking to someone that listens. I can repeat what you said word for word. You can't.
No, you cannot, because I never spoke about your girlfriend. You said I spoke about your mother. Yes, I did, but I never spoke about your past girlfriends. To be honest, I didn't even.
You said I'm speaking from a place of where girls have hurt me in the past and my mom. That's what you said.
There is no point in you having this conversation because you know how you argue, and clearly we don't know him, so he's going to say his own opinion, which I think is fair. In an argument, in a debate, two people should be able to say their sides without being interrupted or without being yelled at or without voices being raised, which is why I walked away so I could compose myself and come back. I think that, like Megan said, she has not watched all of your videos. Initially, we had no idea this was going to be live on the internet. And I think, you know, for us, I think that's kind of strange.
We are blindsided.
Megan, just chill. I don't think that was something that we knew about, but because we are here, I said in the beginning, but you couldn't hear me because you kept talking over.
There it is.
I said, okay, I did not watch all of your videos. And I agree with the fact that people should look at the title and also watch for and also read. Now that I'm here, I would like to hear your opinion about XYZ, but we couldn't even get to that point because there was too much yelling back and forth about why I'm upset because you said this. that doesn't really matter. I don't care. How you talk to people and how you talk about people is your business. And we're going to do the same. If this is not going to be a conversation where we can just listen and say, all right, Tommy, what do you feel about XYZ? Okay, cool.
That was
all
the
right.
whole point.
I'm taking that in. I'm processing it. This is how I feel about it. If we're not going to have that conversation, then this entire conversation should just be null and void.
And that's the original reason why I even wanted to speak to you. And I apologize if I offended you by what I said about your mother, because that is not right for me to speak on something that I don't know. But I was offended. I did speak too soon, and I didn't have the right to do so, as you didn't either, as you called us dumb bitches, which that offended me.
Wow, I called them dumb bitches. Your friend sits right here and says, no, I didn't call y'all dumb bitches.
Did you not say, did he not call us dumb bitches?
Honestly, I think he said, dumb bitches read, blah, blah, blah. And at that point, I'm going to be honest.
I talked about the ones who on that video who thumbs it down. Wait a minute. Did y'all thumbs that video down? You didn't even know it existed. I said those were dumb bitches. How the hell did I call you a dumb bitch if I was saying the one who did this was a dumb bitch?
You called us dumb bitches.
Are you going to stick with that crap? You're going to stick with saying I said it when I just proved I didn't. This is y'all. I didn't say a word. I let them speak. The whole audience is saying, no, he didn't. Instead of respecting the fact that I didn't call her a dumb bitch, she's going to stick with it.
Okay, so I don't know if anybody, some people might have came in the room that wasn't here earlier, but earlier I paused and I told everybody to remember this part in the video. They were talking about, Tommy was saying how people sometimes, because clickbait, right? So people use clickbait titles to get people to click on a video. Well, one of the things that can hurt you when you do clickbait titles, because I've done clickbait titles, one of the things that hurts you is sometimes people just read the title and they don't bother to watch the video. And they'll go in the comment section, type whatever they want to type, responding to the title, right? Without ever looking at the video. And so Tommy says he made a video saying, I think he said light-skinned women look better than dark-skinned women. But in the actual video, Tommy says the opposite of that. So the title was light-skinned women, something better than black women. But in the actual video, he says that black women, better than light-skinned women, right? Or whatever. And he said certain people in the community are so stupid that they'll read the title and judge a video off the title rather than actually listen to the content. And he said those dumb bees thumbs down that video, right? That's who he's talking about. He's talking about somebody else that's not even on camera or in the room with them. And it's on record, it's recorded, and yet and still she's continuing to go with the lie that he called them some dumb bees. And he absolutely did not. And that's why I said earlier, could you imagine like being friends with this person, dating this person, or being in a relationship with this person? She's literally just hearing things, she's saying things and say she didn't say them. She's hearing things or saying, hey, you called me a name, and the person's like, no, I did not. All them screws ain't tight. That's all I'm saying. I don't like to call people names. I just talk about their behavior, but she makes it pretty hard not to do that. G Hill says, LOL, that's shoving a grenade in a beehive. G Hill says, does this brother know that there is a mute button? At least she apologized. That's rare. Doesn't excuse it, but still. Yeah, she apologized, but kind of like I don't, you know what? I don't know if people like your apology if it feels like they got to force it out of you. I think that's what it is. It's kind of like when you were right all along and you had to try so hard to prove yourself to be right, and then the person finally apologizes. It's kind of like you still not even happy when you get the apology. You know what I mean? The only thing I would say with Tommy with this interview, I kind of would have just cut it short. I wouldn't have tried to prove so much to them. I kind of would have just cut them short and said, hey, let's get to the questions that you wanted to ask me. And I would just drop it, because after a while, and it's something that I always say on my channel, is don't argue with dishonest people. Sometimes you got to learn how to cut it and just move on, because that person is, if they don't have the ability to understand, they just don't have the ability to understand. And you're only going to drive yourself crazy trying to explain it to them.
Like, who does that? Who says something that they know, you're wrong, and you just keep on sticking with it? You called us a dumb bitch. You can literally rewind this and see I never called them a dumb bitch. You can rewind it. But she's not going to say, well, this man didn't call us no dumb bitch. No, I'm just going to keep saying.
Apologize. Like, did you just forget that I said that? I said.
Why don't you stop saying stuff that ain't true? My God. You don't think it's weird? Do y'all hear this? So I have to prove that you're lying to me through a whole conversation. You can't just be honest in a conversation.
It's not that I can't be honest in the conversation. I mistook what you said, and I'm.
Why do you keep mistaking what I say? Do you know this whole thing is based upon you mistook what I said? Dear, do you know this whole thing? Do you know this whole thing? Okay. Do you know this?
I told you, I just did a video. In my last live I said, stop arguing with dishonest people. G Hill just said it. I'm amazed that he puts that much energy in it and allows it to lose his cool. And that's exactly one of my points that I made as to why you don't argue with dishonest people. Once you realize that someone is a liar, or they don't have the skills to continue the conversation, you're going to have to either take control of the conversation and force it forward, which is what he should do, is stop her and say, listen, I can't convince you that I didn't call you this. That's fine. This is my show. And so you can leave the show, but we're going to have to push forward. And so let's get to the questions that you want to ask me. Or he could not even offer that and say, look, ma'am, I've tried several times. This is not going the right way. So, hey, I'm going to end the show. If you ever want to come back on at a later date, that's fine. I'm cool, but I'm going to end it now.
This whole thing is based upon you mistook what I said. The whole beginning of the discussion, the reason why you're talking to me.
You seem to understand that this entire thing, I was not ready for all of this.
You're not ready to be honest? I don't care if it's 5 people or 55 people around me. I'm not going to
get into discussions and arguments with people like this. So I'm sorry that I'm not exactly.
What you're saying is not true. I watched you do it to your friend. Dear, what you're saying is not true. I'm going to let her finish.
I just apologize. Can you hear me? Am I speaking English? I said I apologize. If I said that you called us bitches, I thought that's what you said.
Can I say something to you?
Meaning that you did not say that.
Can I say something to you? We've been talking now for about 30 minutes.
58 seconds.
Okay. Let me point something out to you.
Okay.
I've never once in this conversation had to apologize because I heard something you said that you didn't say, because I said something that you said that you didn't say, that I mistook something you said. Hold on, no, wait. Now you got a chance to say all that. Unless I'm saying something that's factually inaccurate, let me finish. Now, if I'm saying something that's factually inaccurate, you can cut me off.
Make a difference what I said.
Dear, at any point in time, because I'm not going to play this game with you or her, because I had to sit there and let her lie on me. When she was talking, I let her do it. Because he was talking over me, I guess he didn't hear me say I hadn't watched his video. That's a lie. I immediately said, why did you bring a friend who hadn't watched my video? I listen to people. Y'all don't. Now, at any point in time, you can stop having the conversation with me. But I refuse to talk to people who lie. I don't like people who lie. I don't like people who mistake someone's words. If you listen, you won't mistake people's words.
Yo, what's up, Sam?
Between lying and misinterpreting what was said. I'm not lying. I misinterpreted a lot of
If I say you said I had a little dick and you didn't, that is a complete lie. If I say, girl, you said I had a little dick and you didn't, I just lied on you. Not misinterpret. I lied.
I'm not lying because I genuinely, a lie to me is saying something that is not true, but the person who said that thinks that it is true. I thought, based off of what I thought you said, you called me a dumb bitch.
And so, wait a minute.
Making that statement. And when you sat there and you said you didn't say that, I don't think you're going to lie. I don't think you're going to lie. I have not once said that you've lied about anything because I don't think you're lying.
But when I said, dear, this is why I have an audience, because either I can be caught in lie, because that's the purpose of having other people around.
But that has nothing to do with this conversation.
Yo, it does. If you let me finish, like I just let you finish, I'm trying.
You don't have to give me proof why you're not lying.
I'm not, dear, please let me finish. Just let me finish what I was saying. If you can, I understand. There was a point I was trying to make, and then you can tell me that point is not relevant. But let me just make a simple point. The point I was saying was, once I told you I didn't call you a bitch, not only did you repeat saying that yes, you did call me a dumb bitch. You brought your friend. You didn't just say, oh, I know he would, because you just lied. You said,
I tried to get
oh my God, please let me finish. Please, just please. I'm making a point. Please let me make the point. I'm begging you. Please let me make the point. The point is 100% accurate. Okay. You just stated that you don't think I would openly just lie for no reason. Mm-hmm. So you said, once I said I didn't call y'all dumb bitches, you was like, okay, but that isn't what happened. You kept sticking with it. After I said I didn't do it, you said I did. I said, no, I didn't. You even brought your friend into it. Mm-hmm. Then I had to explain to you why I said what I said, and I gave you the exact moment in which I said it. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't have to go through all that with an individual who's listening to me. Seriously, if you were listening to me, I would have never had to not only explain it, but explain it and explain it and explain it. You got your friend like you were 100% accurate. You don't think that's a problem? That would be like you dating a guy and he's 100% obvious, accurate. He saw you kissing some dude at the Starbucks. Then he get his homeboy. Nigga, didn't we see this bitch kissing that nigga at the act? Mm-hmm, we did, nigga. Then you have to pull out a motherfucking time card that you was at work just to prove to this nigga you wasn't doing this. And then he'd be like, well, I don't think you lie. Hell no, you don't now. I got a time card. I had to pull out a time card to prove to you.
And then when you gave me the evidence that what I said was incorrect, I then apologized.
But what I'm telling you is the evidence is if you listen to me, we wouldn't have to go there.
What do you want me to do? Because
to start listening. That's the point.
I misinterpreted what you
But
said.
I've never misinterpreted anything you. Don't you think that's a problem that one person has misinterpreted at least 6 things in a 30-minute to 40-minute conversation? The other person has not misinterpreted one thing you've said. I've not said one thing inaccurate about what you've said.
Because you actually agreed with me, because based off of how the orientation of this entire encounter was kind of under a lack of understanding towards each other. You didn't know that I didn't know this was going to be like this.
No.
So,
I've went into every conversation I have with an individual trying to find out about them.
And that's why I.
That's not, no. You came in prejudging.
No, I did.
Yes, you did. You had it. If you had just walked into this and said, wait a minute. All you had to do is walk into this and say, I saw one of your videos, kind of disturbed me. Where are you coming from with what you do? What is your goal of what you do? Then you would have had accurate information to now make an assessment out of my own mouth. You could have used my own words against me at that point.
But Tommy, literally, what I'm trying to say is when I first got onto this thing, whatever this is,
Skype,
I came on with the wanting to understand where you came from.
So why didn't you ask that simple question?
But you, I think you're.
I didn't prevent you from doing it.
You got offended. I think Okay.
When you start talking about my mama, yeah, I probably would get a little offended. When you start telling me how my life went, like you got a degree in psychology, I would be a bit offended.
Keep bringing that up. I apologize.
She said, why do I keep bringing it up? Audience.
I don't know what you want me to do.
I want you to stop for 2 seconds. I want you to stop. I want you to stop.
I don't know.
I want you to stop. You said you don't listen. You said this is where it went wrong in the beginning. And I pointed out and said, no, this is where it went wrong. When I pointed out the fact of where it actually went wrong, you said, I don't know why you keep bringing that up. What are you talking about? It would be like if your boyfriend said to you, okay, where it went wrong was 3 weeks ago when I went to the club. And you're like, no, where it went wrong was when you cheated on me with that bitch. Why do you keep bringing that up? What? Okay, so I'm supposed to let your lie stick. If I don't let your lie stick, there's a problem. Where it went wrong was when you started off by literally calling my audience sad, telling me that I don't respect my mom and I've been hurt by the girls I dated. That's why I made one video that you saw.
She is driving him crazy.
Made one video. I said, I feel this is why you have this philosophy and all these ideologies, not because of this one video. What I had said, or what I had meant, because I just honestly think this whole thing just happened so quickly that I just wasn't able to really take it all in the way that I should have taken it in. I came on to this show.
I got a lot to take in.
I came on to this thing thinking, number one.
Yo, GL, she's driving him insane.
Number two, I made my opinions from the video that my friend Pearl sent me. I watched the video. I watched a little bit of the video, and I had seen like bits and pieces of other videos. Like, I think it was like, is ass the only thing that Black women have to offer, something like that. Mm-hmm. And I saw another video where I'm not 100% sure if you posted it, but it was kind of like in the same like watch videos. I think it was like some pregnant woman dancing, or I don't know if you posted that.
Yeah, I think somebody else did that. It was a song. It was a song, right? Bastard Machine. Like they took a song I did. It was funny though.
Okay, I mean the video wasn't really funny, but
it was. That was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What's up, Mimar? You said, why is this guy busting his ass? This woman is driving him crazy. She's driving him insane, and that's why I'm telling you. Look, my new thing that I'm doing, especially I started this this year. I've been working on it, right? Because I'm still one of those people that think, oh, you know what? If I say the right thing, if I give the right analogy, if I use the right words, I can change their mind. And I've learned to realize that you just can't argue with them. You can't talk to them. You have to cut the conversation unless you're trained to move it forward.
It was funny. I'm sorry. You might have not thought it was funny, but I don't think Kevin Hart's funny, but I'm not going to pretend he ain't funny when he got all that money.
Well, okay.
Well, personally, you didn't find it funny. I get that.
No, I didn't. Well, anyways, so I had seen those videos and I made my own prejudged opinion on you. I then went to sleep, woke up, spoke with my friend Pearl. I was like, oh my gosh, girl, like this guy, he doesn't know much. From before I spoke to you, and from me making my judgment without knowing everything I should have known, I was just talking to her because she's my friend, how girls talk. Like, girl, I want to talk to this guy. Like, I would let him know about Black women and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, well, you can talk to him.
Can I ask you a question?
He would not mind speaking to you.
Okay.
How about that?
But can I ask you a question about what you just said? If it's okay. Because that's how dialogue works. If you just keep talking, I don't say anything, then you're just running. If you say something and I'm asking a question. Oh, I know. I'm going to let you. I just want to ask a question about what you just asked. Why wouldn't you want me to get an understanding about what you just said? Isn't that the reason why you want to talk to me?
Yes, it is the reason. But
I'm trying to ask you about what you just said before you move on to somewhere else, because there are people who are watching this who want to know what you just said too. If you're saying, and it's just a question, because this is what I would like Black people to do more of. If you really wanted to talk to someone, like if I wanted to talk to Bill Gates, I would know about Bill Gates before I spoke to Bill Gates and have a line of questioning I want to ask him. Why would I walk into a discussion with anyone and then say, well, I don't really know? Don't you think that we as Black people should probably do more of being knowledgeable of things?
People alone, you need. I feel like we as is this a question I can answer?
Yes, you can. But the reason I talk about Black people is because I'm raising a Black daughter, because I live around Black folks and I see Black folks doing, we're getting screwed over in America. So I'm not going to concentrate on white people. White people, I don't give a fuck if white people fell off a cliff tomorrow. I don't care. So don't tell me that I should say all people, because all people ain't getting shot by cops. All people, when y'all got to say hands up, don't shoot, y'all ain't saying all people saying that. It's funny you pick and choose when you want to be pro-Black and when you want to be pro-world.
No, that's not true. Not at all. I think I'm a holistic woman. I don't pinpoint. I was pinpointing because I'm a Black woman. This is a personal thing. At the end of the day, this is a very personal thing to me. So that's why I spoke on this, because you were speaking about Black women. But besides that being the focal point, I'm saying the reason, I just wanted to understand where you were coming from. You asked me a question before all of this started. And then from me answering that question, that's when everything happened. I said, based off of what I saw, I felt, based off what I saw before I spoke to you, I did make the same statement again in the conversation based off of me being offended, which I apologized, and I will apologize again for, because I don't have the right to speak about your mother, as I would be upset if someone spoke about my mother. But before we had this discussion, I had said I made these opinions about him before I had actually been thoroughly educated on what you do and who you are. And then that's when everything went the way that it went. So when I came onto this show, or didn't know it was a show, but when I came on here, I thought that we were gonna just have a conversation. You were gonna be like, okay, well, this is what I do. This is how I think. This is how I feel. I feel as if Black women do this, and this is why, because this is my experience, blah, 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 blah. How do you feel? And then I was gonna say, okay, A, B, C, and D. But when you I think, to be very honest, I'm a responsive person. I did not start raising my voice. I didn't start trying to insult you until you started raising your voice at me.
I didn't raise my voice until you told me the type of Black man I am. This is a lie. Wait a minute. You're not even trying. You're doing the thing that pisses me off about Black women. You played victimhood and lied on me yet again. And you think it's okay. No, don't cut me off. I had to listen to you lie. No, stop. I had to just listen to you lie on me. I didn't say anything until you raised your voice. That's a lie. I didn't raise my voice until you said something. You're lying, and this is why I do stuff in front of people, because I'm tired of talking to people who are willing to lie.
Tell me what I lied.
You just said the only time you said something that might have been disrespectful was when I started raising my voice, but that's untrue. I raised my voice because you said something about me and my mama and the type of women I dated. And the fact you're trying to act like I just got on the show, be like, hey, motherfucker, it's what it is. That's not true. I don't even get mad until people lie. If you're not lying, have you noticed when you're saying things that I can't dispute them, meaning if it's just your opinion, if it's just how you feel, then I just listen, because I'm trying to find out why you feel that way. When you start making assessments of me, and there's nothing wrong with it, but when your assessment of me is based upon what you read on a title, that becomes irresponsible. This is why a lot of us as Black people are in the positions we are in. We're easily led because somebody can tell us Obama can say hope, and we don't have to be seeing nothing. We just like that word. So we follow him. He gives us nothing, but it sounded good. Almost everything that happens with us as Black people, it's based upon titles. Do you understand that? That's why media take outright sensational titles, because they know you're going to go over there and be like, yeah, that's messed up. Kanye West put his dick in Khloe Kardashian's face. And that ain't what happened, but you'll go by that title. And people will be commenting in the comment section. And if they read the thing, matter of fact, right now, one of the biggest things I have to do with Black people, they're always sending me articles. Did you see this? This woman, they caught her fucking a sausage inside of Walmart. And that motherfucker went viral. That article went viral amongst niggas, because niggas didn't take time out to understand this one word, sarcasm. It was white people being sarcastic on a site called The Onion. And if they had just read it for 2 minutes, they would have realized they're spreading an untrue story. But most niggas are just like, and American Blacks are like you. They have no problem saying Well, I didn't read it all. I didn't watch it all, but I made a whole assessment on it. As a matter of fact, if you go look at my videos, there are more comments from people than actually watched it. Like they'll make comments and arguing back and forth. And then I'll ask one of them, well, you've been on here for 2 days now arguing. Did you watch the video? Now, nigga. So wait a minute, you took 2 days to talk about shit that you didn't. Do you know there's a nigga right now on YouTube? You go look up his video. This man made a 10-minute video cussing me out saying he gonna kill me because I said something about his daughter. This was his response. This is why I have very little respect for black women, because this man, again, was raised by a black woman, no man. He talked just like you did. He didn't stop and say, after I came back to him, I said, dude, I never said anything about your daughter. His response was, well, I didn't watch the video because I knew if I'd have watched the video, I'd have got mad. Wait a minute, motherfucker. But you still made a video going off on me. So in the process of making this video going off on me, you don't think it's weird that you don't now stop and say, well, brother, my bad. I didn't watch your video. And if you're saying you didn't say that, that's cool. Instead, the dude made another video and said, well, you're known for talking about people's kids. So how can you be mad at me for assuming you might have talked about mine when you're known for talking about? So the fact is, y'all will stick with whatever you say. You will never just stop and say, maybe I got that wrong. That's a problem.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm gonna stop you because that's not true. Because I can admit when I'm wrong. If I'm a very opinionated person, I can be hard-headed, and I do need a lot of evidence to be told why what I said was incorrect. You know, like phone charger. Oh, yeah. And so, if I'm wrong, and I'm truly wrong, and I'm given the evidence that I'm incorrect, I'm going to say, well, I misinterpreted what was said, and I apologize because I thought this is what you said, / this is what you meant. Thank you. You know, bye.
And nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to see you give yourself an excuse. No, just take accountability and say, I apologize. I misinterpreted what you said. Like, come on, man. Like, stop it.
Hold on, dear. Gas man. Yeah, apparently they found a leak outside of my house and they have to cut the gas off. So we might blow up any moment now. But he's cutting the gas off and he's fixing my gas. I've been had gas for a while. No, I'm just kidding. But no, listen, let me tell you something, dear. I can go from being excited, passionate, but I never hate the person I'm talking to or dislike them. Like how right now, I don't have any hatred towards you. I don't have any dislike towards you. I don't like when people do certain things. Like right now, I can see it in your movement, your actions. Like you're pissed.
I'm not pissed. No, baby. I'm not pissed.
Okay,
I'm
baby.
not pissed at all.
Okay, baby. Because if you were in a job interview, you'd be like, oh, baby. Like, you're right. You're not pissed at all. I mean, you'd be doing this. You're right.
I wouldn't be dressed like this at a job interview.
Oh, no, I'm just saying the way you're speaking. The way you're speaking, but it's fine. Look, there's nothing I can say to make you even admit anything unless I pull up the proof. So I can't prove anything about the way you feel. So I'm not even gonna play that game. You're right. You're fine. I said you're fine, dear. I'm saying you're fine. You're fine. You're not. I read it all wrong. Unlike, hey, I can stop. My point is this. You could have simply said, and the fact that you won't admit this, you got me on the line, we're talking. You could have simply said, I watched some of your videos. Seems like you're being really hard on black women. What is your purpose? I can't get mad at you for asking me my purpose, especially if what you're trying to do is figure out why I do it so you can show me a different way. Like literally you're saying I'm sticking up for black women. How is sticking up for black women? Because you're speaking two different ways. One, you're wondering why I'm not talking about other races, but the reason you got upset is because you heard I'm talking about black women. If you were Miss World, it wouldn't have bothered you like that. You said, I'm speaking on behalf of black women because I'm a black woman. So you personalized it. You personalized something that I didn't even say about you. I said in general. In general, people say black dudes got big dicks. Should we start pointing out the niggas that don't? Not this nigga. He don't. Like we would never do that. In general, we say black women got nice asses. We all know black women without nice ass. Do we point this bitch out when they say it? No. Do we get mad? No. And how is that a positive attribute? Because earlier you were saying, well, why is it wrong that I'm trying to, advocate people being positive? Well, the things that you're advocating being positive aren't even positive. Black women got nice ass. How is that positive? But nobody will argue with me if I say it. Black women don't take no stuff. Nobody will get mad at me. And that really ain't positive. Most men will tell you that ain't positive in no relationship, but black women will stick up for that. We don't take no crap. If you want to take somebody take crap, get you a white girl. And black women say this.
Oh my gosh. It's funny that he just said that. And G Hill, you put this comment. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. She likes him now after the verbal whooping. And I've noticed that in not just his video, I've noticed it in because they'll say guys like Tommy is wrong. They'll say guys like Kevin Samuels is. I know I haven't watched any of the videos, but I know they said that guy from No Fugazi, apparently they're exposing him on some things, but I have noticed that women like this don't seem to really like you until you just like assault them with your words. When you just like, you really gotta argue them down to get a more pleasant attitude. And I've watched this with him with multiple women that have come on his platform over the years. And you shouldn't have to go through all that to just have a nice conversation with somebody, especially, and because I could understand if he was approaching them, it would be different. But especially when you have somebody reach out to talk to you and you got to argue them down like this, it's crazy to me.
Today, I watched on this thing called the Shade Room. Black women going the fuck off on Kim Kardashian because she had these braids. So somehow it's wrong for Kim Kardashian to have braids, but y'all can spend $10 billion a year on Yaki? You don't think that's wrong? You don't think that's weird that y'all are the most sensitive group of people on the planet? If somebody say they don't like black, I say this and I guarantee you can't prove me wrong. If a white dude says he only dates black chicks won't get offended and say he hate his mama. You must hate your mama. You a self-hater. They'll be like, girl, he down. If a black dude says he only dates black women, they'll say that's a down brother. If a black dude says he only dates white women, he just became a sellout. He just became a coon. He just became a self-hater. If a black woman says she keeps her options open, she'll date a white man. Go right now on Tyra Banks' picture of her putting up her picture of when she finally got with that white man. There's not one comment out of thousands of comments of one black woman saying she's a sellout. She must hate her daddy. You can go right now to Michael B. Jordan's page. He took a picture with a white chick. It wasn't even his girlfriend. The comments where black women went out. That's these niggas' problem. Soon as they get money, they go after white bitches. How the fuck does that make sense? That Eve and Janet Jackson can get non-black men and no one complains. You've never heard of a black actress being boycotted because she got a white man or says she only dates white men. When K. Michelle came out and said black men treating her wrong, she gonna just start dating white men. Nothing happened.
Oh, to that Michael B. Jordan thing, I remember when that happened, and there's a conspiracy. I don't know if it's true or not. Y'all can let me know if you believe it. That with the whole Lori Harvey, member, he, and I understand it would be important for him because trying to get movies, trying to get people to support you, trying not to get canceled, because it was like he was being attacked for that, saying, oh, Michael B. Jordan doesn't like black women. Then it seems like he had to go on, get into this relationship with Lori Harvey, and then it was this thing where he kind of had to go through a public humiliation where he asked her to marry him, and in return she they had that whole story like, oh, he asked her to marry him, and she dumped him and let him go. And so it was a conspiracy, and I kind of believed it. That it was crazy to me is that, and the same thing happened with Meek Mill when he took a picture with a woman. He was attacked for that as well. And it wasn't somebody he was dating; he just took a picture with him. And we see these guys that they get attacked in the media for doing these things. But you know, if a black woman does it, she gets praised. I don't remember Eve being attacked. A Janet. Who is it? Serena Williams. I know Maya Angelou. They said she had, you know, white husband. I don't remember her being attacked for that either. I don't remember any black woman ever being attacked for that. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe Tommy has a good point in this. G Hill said it's a lower standard EQ of some women who like the verbal warfare to assert dominance or some ish. It's what you said. Either either ignore or move the conversation forward. Yes, that's G Hill. You ever notice too, like on the Pop the Balloon, some of these dating shows, you'll actually hear women say things like, I don't want to date that guy. He doesn't look like he knows how to take control, or it don't look like he can handle me. It look like I'll walk all over him. It don't look like he can handle me. And I always thought it was crazy. And I said it on one of my videos, was like, if we're both adults, why would I need to control you? Surely you know what time to wake up. You can set an alarm. You know what to wear. You know how you should know how to act. I'm supposed to be looking for my life partner, my girlfriend, my wife. I'm not looking for a child. Why would I need to be dominating you in some way? It's weird. But then it's a whole nother thing of, if you are in that position, now it's toxic masculinity. And it's weird. It's like you're on this swing forever. And you swing back in the toxic masculinity, but then you swing this way. Up, you're too weak. You're too weak. I'll run all over you. And it's weird. And it's kind of hard, because if you're on a swing, you never quite stay in the middle. It's just a weird thing. It's very weird. It's very, very confusing. Very confusing. G Hill says that's messed up that they get applauded for that. Yes, they do. I've seen it. I just never seen them attack for it. I've never seen them. Right.
It is not right that y'all so damn sensitive that you think somebody like me who you don't know must uplift you when you don't uplift you. When I can look on your page and see you got pictures of your ass out, bent over in a group of people, and that's normal. How is that uplifting? What young girl needs to see another young girl take an actual photo with her ass out? Not trying to be funny. You have a photo where in this photo, and I'm going to read it from your Instagram, and I found this completely odd. I'm going to read what you have on your picture, the positive black woman. You have a photo right here, and I'm going to put it, I'm going to see if I can make sure I get the right one. Hold on. I want you guys to take a look at this thing here, this photo here, while we're talking. And I want you to answer for it, if you can, just to explain to me why this makes sense. If you guys are looking right now, here's the photo. And I told you guys, black chicks, for some reason, want to show the world they got nice asses, no matter how so-called educated they are, because you don't see pictures of their degree, you see pictures of their ass, but they like telling you that their education is so important. Wait a minute, here's what you wrote, Megan. I just wanted to thank everybody that participated in yesterday's auction. Thank you for all the bids supporting the NSA. We had a blast. Remember that?
Yes.
Your photo is of you bent over showing your ass, both of them showing your ass. But you're thanking people for doing something that was supposed to be. That's like me saying, thank you guys for coming out for prostate cancer, and me putting my ass out on the picture. You don't think that's a bit inappropriate? Just a question.
No, it wasn't inappropriate because, first of all, I didn't have many pictures from that night in the first place. I didn't take any pictures on my phone. That was
who takes that picture at all?
Number one.
No, who takes that picture at all? As a matter of fact, you took 2 of them. That's why it's a side-by-side picture. You didn't want people to see your ass once. You want them to see it twice.
It was a date auction. So it was a sexy type of event that it was.
Why can't you be sexy without bending over? Most people don't think bending over is sexy. I'm not trying to be funny. How is bending over sexy? Do Black women not know what sexy means?
I am. Like, I'm an overly expressive woman. And if that's a problem, then I'm saying that's a problem to you.
Like my videos to you.
Okay.
And the people who like my videos who you call sad.
I didn't say people like videos are sad.
Yes, you did. Oh my God. Your friend just fell on the floor when you said that. She fell out on the floor.
I did not say that everyone that watches your video is sad.
Jesus.
Hey, I just want to say what's up to Candace Naomi Jones. How you doing? Thank you for coming through. Oh man, that is a great question though. Do you think you can be sexy without bending over? I would think that if you actually have that aura, because a person that's really sexy and really has that personality and character, you don't need to do all of that. And there's plenty of beautiful women in Hollywood that guys think they're beautiful, they think they're gorgeous, and these women, you don't see pictures of them bending over or doing things like that. They're just like nice. Now I can understand as a woman, you might do a little cute to the side photo, but not so obvious. You see what I'm saying? So it does. Candace Naomi Jones says moral compass is lost. Yes, it is. And I think they've normalized it because she really thinks, like, what's wrong with the picture? What's wrong? And I think it's about you gotta be careful, man. A lot of times we complain about our image when it comes to media, and we don't realize how much we contribute to it. And I remember even like on my Instagram feed, shout out to Ziggy, how you doing? On my Instagram feed, I remember being so irritated, and especially having a daughter, and sometimes your kids grab your phone. And I thought about it one day because I was like, man, my daughter, she'll grab my phone. I'm just on my Instagram. It's not like I'm looking at bad things, looking up things I shouldn't. But I started noticing on my feed, it's let me turn around and show my butt. Oh, let me bend over. Oh, let me sit on. It's like I started unfollowing and blocking these women. Look, if you was twerking, if you was showing your butt too much, you got blocked. Now, here's what's important about that. Why all of this is important. Before I did that, you know what my general thought was? All women do is get online and show their butt, right? Because that's all that the algorithm was giving me. That's all that was on my feed. That's what I thought. Guess what? As soon as I started unfollowing them and deleting them, guess what happened? I started getting other things like women who were painters. It was this one woman, she fix and work on cars. They got this other woman, she be doing like home improvement jobs in her house. So this thing that people want to pretend like is so innocent is not innocent, because if you're doing it and you're the only one doing it, fine, ain't no big deal. But the problem is you're not the only one doing it. And what you're doing is collectively you're putting out this image. And that's why people will say the only thing y'all do is show y'all behind all on the internet. That's all y'all care. That's all y'all do. And it's not right, because in a public setting, you would never walk up to people and strangers and turn around and say, look at my butt. People would think you were weird. But because it's on internet and the social media, you excuse it away and say, oh, it's just a cute picture. Oh, I didn't have that many pictures from this night. Oh, I'm just overly expressive. No, these things matter. You're putting this image out there. Right. Candace, you says no charm school or church girl or church girl fever is gone. He says, different energy. Yes, I agree with you. Yes, positive energy equals positive. Yes, it does. And I discovered that because I was numb to it. Being on social media and the internet and 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 not thinking nothing of it, but I was amazed. It's just something that came to me, man. But it came because having a daughter, I didn't want her to see and think those type of things were normal. So I said, hey, let me block them. And I had no idea the outcome I was going to get. And I'm glad that I did that because I started seeing these other positive things, but you got to get rid of the negativity to see it. Zed Ziggy says, back in the day, a skirt went below the knees. Okay, so you old school. My granddad used to talk about that. I remember my grandfather being older with my grandfather. And I remember one day we was out and he seeing these young girls and he's so not used to seeing it. And he kind of was walking around like this. He walking around like like covering his eyes. He's like, man, they almost naked out here now. And I say, yep, this ain't back in the day no more.
I did not like the fact that some of these black women were agreeing with you. I don't
It's
care
hard
about
for us to get anywhere when people are
black
doing
men
that.
are going to agree. I didn't say everyone. I said black women. So please specify what I said. I didn't say anything about the black man. I said about black women specifically agreeing to what you're saying about black women. That's what I said, not everybody.
Isn't that literally what I just said? You said that the black...
You said everyone. You just
that agreed with me. Okay. So the black women that agreed with me are sad. Did I get that right?
Yes.
So you're able to say, well, if I put my ass out and you don't think it's sexy or classy, then that's your opinion. Well, when I make my videos, some people should be able to like it, and that's their opinion, and they not be called sad. Wait. Because guess what I didn't do to you? Guess what I didn't do to you?
Very.
I didn't say your pictures were slutty. I didn't say you probably took that picture because you like sucking random dicks. I didn't say that you probably was fucking half the people who auctioned for you. Because if I said it, you got mad. So I haven't spoken to you that way about what I see you doing. I just used the words you used. I didn't make an assessment of you. I said, if you're saying this, why would you do this? You can explain why it's okay to be the woman who's saying, thank you guys for coming out to the auction. Let's show you my ass twice. And your excuse
was a nice picture. I don't understand.
Of course it's a nice picture. The majority, but wait. Of course it's a nice picture. The majority of black chicks have those exact same pictures of their ass. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree.
Shout out. Candace, you said, I am a black woman. I see the difference and it's no moral compass anymore. Shout out to you.
So when I make a point that for some reason this group of people.
But Candace, I was going to say, yeah, I already know you see the importance of that because that's kind of like just me as a guy. There's certain things that I try to stay aware of, right? Because I know how people, I know there are people out there that portray us in a bad way. And so I try to make sure I stay away from that, right? You know? And so it's the same thing. I'm pretty sure you've heard where men say, well, all y'all women do is show y'all behind on the internet. And so it's very important that if you are like this young lady, she's saying how educated she is. Well, if you are educated, you would think that she would put a little more thought into the thing that says, you know, hey, I'm educated. I don't want to be seen in a certain light. And I know this is what people already think is not a good image. Let me show them something else. G Hill says those pictures set the motion. If a person wants to expose themselves like that, it screams insecurity and attention craving. Luckily, there are a lot of women who know what real empowerment is. Yes, it is. Yes, there's a lot of women. Candace Naomi Jones is one that knows what real empowerment is. Candace says, but I'm a grandmother and I see a big difference. Is no charm and patience there. Yeah, it is a different. It's kind of you know what? It's kind of like when guys well, I know for me as a guy, you know, and I know a lot of guys don't like weave, but when I'm talking to guys and stuff, and I tell them, you know, like when I was growing up, it's just certain things we didn't talk about. You never would even walk up to a woman and say, and I'm just using this as an example, you wouldn't walk up to a woman and say, hey, is that your hair? You know, like we didn't, you know, when I was growing up, you wouldn't even think to say nothing out there. I think it was just a whole nother different respect level and how you carried yourself. When I go to pick up my son from school, you know, I got teenagers. When I pick them up from school, the young women, like the young girls, they dress differently, even from when, you know, and I'm not like, super old, you know, or been around for a century or anything, but just in the little time that, you know, I haven't been in school, when I go to pick my son up, the young girls, they dress differently to me. You know, they're more revealing, just even in school. And I would think it wouldn't even be allowed for them to dress like that in school, but they're a little bit more revealing. And I'm just like, okay, wow, you know, I wouldn't let my daughter wear that to school, but yeah, you know, things have changed.
Who hate their own hair so much that they have to cover it up with something else, and they have boiled themselves down. Because even the ones who so-called educated, again, I go to their Instagram, it's more shit about their ass than their degree. If education was so important, why aren't bitches leading with education? Why are they leading with their ass and tits? That's a simple question. You can answer it however you like.
Well, I can't speak for the majority. I can speak for myself in this instance.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I
Candace,
did post pictures of me graduating from the school that I graduated from, pictures of me getting my degree. And yes, I did have pictures of me doing things like I was part of the Nigerian Students Association and I was part of the Health Students Association. I did have pictures on there, but I deleted that. I just chose to. I had that picture on there.
I'm curious, why would you delete those pictures that are quote unquote, as you say, positive, and it would help? Let me say something to you. The reason it's a trend of Black women showing their ass on every photo on Instagram is because it's a trend. If there was a trend of people helping homeless people, guess what would happen? We'd have less homeless people. If there was a trend of women not getting babies until they got married, guess what would happen? We'd have less children out of wedlock. If there was a trend of positive things, because that's what you're wanting to talk to me about, remember? How positive you are. So if you posted more,
I have a bunch of pictures of.
That's not what I'm asking. Please let my question. I didn't judge anything. I'm not judging anything you're saying. I'm asking a logical question in which you can answer yes or no, and you can describe it after you say yes or no. You can give a descriptive answer. I didn't say anything about you. I asked you in general about life. Would it not be better if people set the trends like they do with negative shit, like they do with weave, set the trend of wearing your natural hair, like they do with having babies before they are married, set the trend of not doing it. Everything that you talk about, you say you took down the positive stuff that could have led to more positive stuff. If I'm a negative person and I've gained a big ass audience of people being negative like me, why isn't there the antithesis of me? Why isn't there the other guy who's saying, you know what, that's wrong, but I'm not going to attack Tommy. I'm going to uplift Black women. See, most of you people are like you. They attack me instead of do the thing they say I'm not doing. If I'm talking bad about Black women, fuck me, do the opposite. This is how companies are built. Like, man, these phones are great, but the screens break when you drop them. Should I complain to Samsung about making a case, or should I start my own business making a case for Samsung phones? This is entrepreneurship. You create a product where you see a vacuum, where you see it's needed. So this is why I have very little respect for Black folks, because every day I wake up, there's another nigga that's got a problem with what I do, but they're not doing the opposite. They just hate what I say. I should uplift Black people, but why?
Opposite on social media. But I do go to events that focus on Black women, that focus on Black men. In fact, I just went to our school sponsored this event called Voices of Color.
Mm-hmm.
What she's saying is crazy. Shout out Candace says nobody likes being unique, just everyone looks the same. They do. They absolutely do. And if you say something about it, they say that they're expressing themselves. But I'm like, how? You're just doing what everybody else is doing. Is weird. It's weird. And you have a young lady here that says she's educated and education is important. And like school is like hard getting through school. It's something like people really, really work hard for. And so you would think a person would be proud of that. And she, out of her own mouth, says that she had pictures on her profile of her graduating and she deleted them. But the picture with her bending over, showing her butt, she kept that up. That makes no sense at all. Ziggy says it's hard to tell teenagers' age nowadays. They wear clothes that adults wear. Yeah. That's why I be saying, like, when I go pick my son up from school, it's different from when I was in school. It's very different. I just be like, wow, like their parents let them wear that. Okay. Candace Naomi says it's Babylon. Yep. You say it's not God-fearing souls. Yeah, a lot of people are moving away from church and the belief in God, and you can tell. You really, really can. Emnitz of Oops says Tommy Sotomayor is a G, bro. Yeah, I'm a big time Tommy fan. I really, really am. People have tried to argue me about it. They get mad at me, man. But you know, I don't always agree with everything Tommy says, but I do appreciate people that speak their mind. I really, really do, especially now more than ever, where everybody's just scared to speak because you know you get canceled, or you know people just don't know how to handle dialogue. I guess people don't know how to just disagree with you and at least have a conversation with you. Like I can talk all day to somebody I don't agree with, and a lot of people can't do that, man. But yeah, Tommy, he's one of the best, man. He, on top of that, he said a lot of things that was hard to hear, but he also the way he delivered it in a funny way, I think to me was very unique, and that's what I really liked about him. Candace Naomi says, beyond education, where's the consciousness at? I don't think it's there, Miss Jones. I really, really don't. Oh well, Emnet said education is Marxism now, and he says people don't know how to handle their emotions anymore. That's a very true statement. They don't. They really, really don't. This young lady was arguing, and she was just saying because of how the interview was set up, like, oh, she just couldn't handle it. Like, it's weird. People are very, very, they just, at this point, we live in a society now where people cannot handle their emotions. I was trying to do a live earlier, which YouTube clipped it, but it's so crazy now. People are being more emotional with these AI chatbots. YouTube took it down. I appealed it, but they put the video back up, so it cut off, and I didn't really get to finish the video because YouTube clipped it. I appealed it, but it was about the 14-year-old boy, and he fell in love with an AI chatbot, and you know he's no longer with us, and his mom is now suing the company, and that's the live that I was doing before it got shut down because I guess YouTube, you know, it was very sensitive, so I can understand why it was put down, but I did hit the appeal and YouTube reviewed it, and so they allowed it to come back up because they, you know, they probably realized, hey, I was just trying to bring awareness to this, but people are now feeling more like with this argument that people are doing all the time. they're disconnected from humanity, but they feel more closer to the AI robot. They really do. Eminence of oops. Yes, that's what the chat bot did. Yep, that's what the chat bot did. Yep, 14-year-old boy. And in one of the news articles I was playing, there was a grown man, and he does coding, and he said that even because they was talking about should they put things in place to protect children, right? Because if you're going to have something that children can use, you need to have something in place, for their minds. And they had a grown man, and he does coding and does all that with computers. And he said even himself, he said he told his AI chatbot, "I love you." And he credits, as a matter of fact, he was going through a divorce at the time. And so he at the time he was closer to the AI than was his own wife. And he says that he credits the AI for saving his marriage. Now, it's crazy. It's Eminence of Oot says it's demonic. Yep, that's exactly what it is. That's the word. Not crazy, it's demonic.
Where people would go up and they would either recite poetry, they would recite music, or they would sing, songs that Erykah Badu would sing, or just,
Erykah Badu, the woman who has a bunch of kids by a bunch of dudes. You're right. Go ahead.
You said what?
Erykah Badu, the woman who has a bunch of kids by a bunch of dudes, the woman who walks out, the woman who said that her daughter can get the fuck out of her house if she wants to side with what was the white singer that her daughter listened to, and Erykah Badu was having an argument with a white singer. Her daughter still likes that singer. She made a fucking video, posted it online, and said, the bitch, talking about her own daughter, the bitch can go live with that white bitch then.
Okay.
But you're reciting this. But what I'm saying is, but you don't have a problem with that. You didn't find none of that video.
White people kick their kids out of their house by the time.
Wait a minute. When white people kick that, okay, this goes back to what I was telling your friend. You ever notice that white people never compare they fucked up shit to you? You'll never hear a white woman say, but black women do it. Why? Because it would be me. It would be like me comparing my life to a retarded kid. See why I would never, a retarded kid can get 9 gold medals. I will never feel ashamed because he got 9 gold medals. Because this nigga got him at the Special Olympics. I don't feel less than. He's a Special Olympics nigga.
But I'm saying, as a mother in general, what her calling her daughter a bitch is not cool. That's not, I didn't know that.
But I'm saying, why aren't black women up at arms about it? This is my point. If you're up in arms about what I say about black women, you have a mother who's fucking up her kid. I ain't fucking up nobody.
You're gonna have mothers of all different races.
And mothers of all different races. The point is, you don't have dear, like you're completely missing the point. The point is you're coming at.
Yo, I think y'all are, man, oh my gosh. Candace, between what you were saying, beyond education, where's the consciousness, and then what Emnett said about education is Marxism. Now you said what people don't know how to handle their emotions anymore, right? She's mad at Tommy. Somebody, she said already, she admitted she doesn't even know much about him, and she said that she's angry with him because of what he says about black women. And he points out the fact that you support somebody else who's doing this to their own daughter, and she's excusing that behavior. Wow. She's detached from reality as far as I'm concerned.
Me, but then you're uplifting her. Y'all didn't recite none of my poems up there. You recited hers.
I'm uplifting Erykah.
You recited Erykah's poems, not mine. But you didn't know the dirt she did. It's okay for black women to do dirt. Maya Angelou was married to not one, but 2 white men. Name the black guy you're uplifting like that that's got a white chick. Go ahead. What about Clarence Thomas? The man's on the Supreme Court, but y'all call him a coon because he got a white woman and he's a Republican.
They hate Clarence Thomas.
But this black woman can be married to 2 white men, but she's Miss Pro-Black. How does that make sense?
I didn't get to finish what I was even saying originally.
But you don't ever want to get into something that I'm saying that you can't dispute. Now it's I don't want to get into it.
But the thing is, you were saying that were you saying that I don't support, I don't do
I didn't say you personally.
I'm asking.
No, I'm saying I answered it. I didn't say you personally.
Okay. You said, why do you take down positive things?
Yes, that's what I asked personally. Yes.
Okay. Well, at that time, I was just cleaning out my Instagram. It had nothing to do.
Don't you want to take down the one of you showing your ass?
I'm not showing my ass. Like,
okay.
Regardless, my ass, I have a big ass. It's gonna.
It ain't that big if you got to poke it out.
First of all, I was just. Okay.
It isn't. I'm tired of people acting like they just ass is massive. No, it isn't.
I'm not saying my ass is big as shit. I do have a big butt. I have a big butt. I've been told I have a big
All
butt.
I asked was if you can take down the positive thing that you're telling me I should be doing. Listen, you have a problem with me and other black men who aren't being uplifting of black women. You had the opportunity by leaving yours up and you took it down. Why? If positivity mattered so much to you, do you understand I wouldn't take down my motherfucking trophies if I wanted my kids to want the same? I wouldn't take that down, but leave up the fucking divorce decree and the video where I told they parents fuck you. Why would I take down something positive and leave up something that probably isn't, and then tell somebody else they should be positive? You're proving my point by taking down the positive thing you did, but leaving up when you got your ass out.
That was literally, I have positive things on my page. Oh, you're acting as if I don't have anything positive on my page.
You're acting as if I don't.
Excuse me?
You're acting as if I don't.
This whole conversation has been about me and my lack of positivity. Is that what you're saying? I'm not talking about what you do.
No. I'm saying the whole discussion. What? No, dear. When I say things, you gotta, black people really have to start to expand their range of conversation. When you said I'm acting as if you have nothing positive, the whole reason you and I are talking is because you were acting as if that. You ignored the fact that those black women were listening to me. So instead of saying why those black women are listening to me, you put them down. You didn't give them the credit of being just as good a black woman as you. They just like what I'm saying. They find something good in it. What you said was, I'm a black woman. I'm taking up for black women. And since those other black women don't agree with me, fuck them. How can you take up when you call somebody sad? That is what you're saying. Dear, that is what you're saying.
I say that they were lesser of human beings.
Serious?
Some could be doctors who help people. Some of them could own an orphanage and be taking care of children. I did not say that these women as individuals were sad. I promote positivity. Whenever my friends,
what was positive about anything you said when you started talking to me?
I said that it was sad. And I'm not going to change my opinion. I do feel like that was sad.
Because they like me. They're sad. Do you hear what you're saying? And you don't have a problem with it. If you can blanket judge people like that, then other people should be, is all I'm saying to you. Why can't you logically say that's correct? If I can make a blanket judgment based upon what I see as a comment, then everyone can. Why can't we agree on that? Like this.
You can look at her body language and tell that logically he is destroying her. She's unraveling right now. Her lies, everything she's trying to say, her excuses, they're just not working. And you could tell that she's used to the excuses working, and she can't understand why they're not working like they usually do.
It's not an argument. We should be able to agree. If I slap a woman in the face and someone says, well, if you believe you can slap women in the face, then they should be able to slap you. Why would I find issue with that? That actually makes sense. I can't go around slapping people, but expecting them not to slap me. You can't go around making blanket judgments, but getting mad that someone else does it.
I'm not getting mad.
This is
exactly Rock Alexander. No accountability at all, but she's used to wiggling her way out of it. And it probably works on guys her age because she is a very pretty young lady, but she's talking to a grown man that's not necessarily interested in her. And this is the point, and they're supposed to be having a conversation and debating, going over talking points. And so what she's used to having to work in her favor is just not there anymore. She's having to face it. She's rubbing her eyes. She's got her head back, and it's destroying her before our very eyes.
That's the reason we're having a discussion.
But the thing is, I'm not mad. I felt, in my own opinion, I don't have to be angry to make an opinion.
I listen to you talk so much so, and you don't know this. Your friend was trying to get in a word edgewise to talk to you. You didn't even hear that she kept trying to talk to you. You were talking that loud and that long. Yep. She took the phone away from her ear and put it out like this and said, listen, she kept trying to, this is your friend who kept trying to just talk to you.
Are you talking about Pearl?
Yeah, Pearl. She can tell you. She was just trying to talk to you. She took the phone away from her ear because you kept talking and you didn't even hear her trying to talk to you.
Exactly, Rock. Exactly.
I mean, I honestly.
Well, there it is. So there's listen. Do you hear how you were literally going to make an excuse for this? That shows you're not a listener. Is what you're doing. Why would I listen? Why would somebody say, "Hey, dude, literally, your wife was watching you at the club, grabbing random women's ass and asking for their phone number," and then I say, "Hey, dude, I mean, that's just what I do. That's what I do."
Can I please say something?
Go ahead.
The reason why first of all, if Pearl's listening, me and Pearl were texting each other this whole time. We were texting each other about the conversation, and I was texting so much. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna call her and I'm just gonna say it to her.
It doesn't explain what I just said. I said you guys were on. No, dear. You guys were on the phone with each other. Voices. She kept trying to interrupt you to talk to you, and you never stopped. To the point of where she took the phone away from her ear to let me hear that you won't stop. This is your friend who's trying to just say to you, it's not a good thing when you can start rambling and not hear what someone else is saying. That's not, like, seriously, you don't think that's a problem? What if you were talking to me right now, and when you were trying to talk, I didn't have the ability to stop because I was just going?
Because when I called her, I was telling her exactly what I was responding to the message that she had sent me.
But she was trying to talk to you. You're going to keep skipping this?
I had a lot to say.
There it is. Okay.
At that point, it was going to be a conversation, but I called her because I couldn't. It was so much that I was going to send to her. Like, that's how I interact with her.
So when I turn on my YouTube camera to make a YouTube video, when I don't have anybody trying to talk to me, there's no one trying to talk to me. I'm just talking to a camera. If you yourself can be on the phone with someone who's actually trying to converse with you, but you can't stop because you're so animated about what you just saw or what you just read, then wouldn't you understand my same animation when I make a YouTube video about what I just saw or what I just read? And I'm not having somebody trying to talk to me and I'm over talking them. I'm actually just talking to a camera. So when you watch my video about me talking about something, it's the same passion you had when you called on the phone. That's why I find it odd that your friend said, "Oh, I don't like when nobody raises their voice," when she's sitting with someone who raises their voice. That's a lie. It's a lie for her to say, "Oh, I don't like somebody talking like that," when I can listen to you talk like that. So she's heard you talk like that. Because as you said, when it's something you got to get off your chest, you get it off. I don't think it's anything wrong is what I'm doing. I'm not trying to play you and tell you you can't be passionate when you're talking. Your friend was trying to play me, knowing that I wasn't calling people's name. I wasn't calling her a bitch. I was literally speaking with passion about somebody saying something to me that I felt was not only unfair, but I felt it was a lie. Most people don't like being lied on. If you lie to somebody, their voice usually goes up a few octaves because they don't like it. If you call them a name, their voice usually goes up a few octaves because they don't like it. When you compliment them, their voice goes down a few octaves because they like it. It's human nature. I have no problem with you or your friend, but what I do have a problem with is actions. We all can change actions if we can see them and understand the problem. When I talk about weave, the reason I discuss weave is because we spend $10 billion a year on it. The reason I discuss weave, because you can go look at a Black woman's profile right now and see the look on her face when she has her natural hair and the look on her face when she done got her yaki done. She has a huge smile when she has her yaki done. When she has her natural hair, she either has on a bonnet, she has on a Black women will walk out in public with a shower cap on before they walk out with their own hair in a lot of cases. and nobody thinks that's a problem. Nobody thinks it's an issue that black women say, white women do it too. So I made a video explaining what a beautician told me that is the whole process of weave. And the comment section was full of white women going, ew, black women got mad. Black women got mad at Chris Rock for doing good hair. A black woman stood up in the audience. I have this video up on my channel. She stood up in the audience on national television and said to Chris Rock, I don't think it's right you expose our hair secrets to the world. That's what she was worried about. Because y'all want to convince white people that your hair actually grow out of your head stringy like that. You don't want white people to realize that you sew shit in your hair and won't wash it for 6 weeks. It's a disgusting proposition. It is. Now, don't mean you can't do it, but most men will tell you how it stinks. Men say it, but I'm wrong for saying it. You're bashing black women. How? The men are telling you they don't like something. They can't say anything about it because you love looking like white people so much, but then want to get mad that a black man chooses to be with someone who actually grows their hair that way, who he doesn't have to go get them to buy bundles. Every time I've dated white women, guess what? I've never had to go buy bundles. It's never happened. So whenever they say, oh, white women do it too, I've never seen a white woman working at Chick-fil-A making fucking $8 an hour with $400 worth of hair in her head. I've never seen it, but I have seen black chicks do it. I've never seen a white woman go to a weave loan store. Did you know there's a such thing called a weave loan store where black women are getting loans, financial loans, to get weave? It's popular. There's no white woman in history that's done this. There's no white woman in...
Okay, but can I say something?
Go ahead.
Please? Okay. At the end of the day, if we're going to talk about what white women do that black women, no, what white women don't do that black women do. Okay, the whole concept of weave. I wear weave. Right now, I'm wearing braids because I have very thick Nigerian hair. That's very, number one, painful because my hair is very thick. On top of that, I'm a college student. I graduated, but I'm still in school finishing my master's. I'm pre-med, basically. I'm not in medical school, but I'm pre-med. I'm always studying. I'm always going to, I always have to do volunteer work at the hospital. I always have to do homework. I have a lot that I do. I'm also a nanny. I do a lot. Personally speaking, I like to look presentable when I go out.
Right, because black hair is not presentable. Go ahead.
To me?
Because black hair is not presentable. Go ahead.
No. And I'm not saying black hair is not presentable. I'm always on a tight schedule. I have 4 classes. Then right after having 4 classes, I have to babysit. After I babysit, I have to go to a study group. I have a lot that I do. My hair takes a long time to do because when I go to sleep for white women, then literally they want you, they can go to sleep. Because I had white friends. My first best friends, when my first best friends growing up were all white. I just came in to like this past 6 years I'm moving from Houston. I used to live in Dallas and I now stay in Houston where I go to school. And I've seen both sides because I had more white friends in Dallas than I did black friends. And now I have more black friends in Houston than I do white friends. And the difference is whenever my white friends are in a hurry, they can literally just brush their hair out. It's cute. It's whatever. Throw a little bit of make them on and leave.
Why do you consider it? Why do you consider what they possess cute?
Huh?
I'm curious. Why do you?
Because of how fine their hair is.
Oh.
They literally don't have to do nearly as much as I have to do. I have to wrap my hair. If I go to sleep, my hair is going to be, I'm going to be looking like.
Let me ask you a question.
What's up, Shalik? Brooks. Oh man. So look white for the white man. I can't believe he said what he said to her and then she doubled down on it. He said, why you call their hair cute? And then it was the comment before that where she said Shalik says facts. Yes, facts. And then she said before that, because I like to look presentable. And Tommy says, yeah, because black hair isn't presentable. And she acts like he was wrong when he said it, but you said the white hair looks cute. Why? Because maybe it's what you perceive to be easily maintained. Really? Because your hair takes more effort? That's crazy to me that you would even say that publicly, even if that's what you really thought. I would think that if you're educated, as smart as she is, working on her master's, that she wouldn't even open her mouth to say something like that. That's crazy. If I thought that, I would keep that a secret. OG Bobby Johnson says they really hate their hair. Yeah, I don't think she realized what she's saying, because I'm sure she makes time for a lot. I know for a fact that you make time for the things that you care about. And if she cared about it, she would take time out for it. I used to have long hair. I had, I had locks, the dreadlocks going down, my hair was going down my back and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people think, oh, it's just dreadlocks. Well, no, you have to take care of them. You really, really do. Your scalp gets sweaty a lot when you have dreads. It makes you hot and stuff. So you really gotta if you don't take care of your dreads, you'll be walking around with some itchy hair. And I took time out. I just have to get up early and get it done and stuff like that, which ain't gonna be the same as if you don't have dreadlocks. It'll be a little bit more easier because she says she has thick hair, but sometimes you're gonna have to take that time out to take care of your hair. Let's see. Aura Aroma. Shout out to you. You said, I'm so sick of y'all bashing black women. Nobody's in here bashing black women at all. Literally. That has not happened. I know you probably seen Tommy's name and people saying make up that thing about him. There is no bashing going on. I assure you that. Let's see. Aura Aroma says, we don't hate our hair. We need condition. We need condition to not wear it. Or you mean we've been conditioned to not wear it? Okay. I can see what you're saying. No. Could you say that maybe unknowingly you've been taught to hate your hair? Not you, and not necessarily you, but could you admit that sometimes you've unknowingly been conditioned to not like it? Maybe not use the word hate, right? Because this woman says that she describes what she saw the white girls doing as cute. She associated that with saying it's cute. Why? Because they could just get up, do their hair, and leave. She said that out of her own mouth. It doesn't seem like she has that same pride when it comes to her own hair. Aura says, black women for years lost jobs because of our hair in corporate. I guess you're saying corporate America. Okay. And I understand the history. I understand the history behind it, right? Cool. That's true, right? There is this culture in America where, okay, as a woman, you would feel the need to conform to get a job and work. Cool, that's fine. But when does it end? At some point, we will have to still address it in the future to say, hey, this may have been what we had to do before, but hey, let's get back to loving ourselves and not conforming, because we have more rights than what we had before. And there's a big movement of women, because it can't be bashing, right? Like, it can't be bashing black women, because you have black women standing up now, creating natural hair care products. There are black women saying this to other black women. Hey, look, love yourself, love your hair. Your hair is beautiful. We know what happened in the past, but look, we got more rights now, and we can stand up and change things. So it's not bashing black women. I think sometimes when black men speak, or when men speak in general, sometimes women think that as a man, I'm only saying this because I'm a man, but I'm not saying this because I'm a man. I'm saying this actually because I've actually heard women say this. Even when I go back to my conversation with my grandma, when I went to visit my grandma one time, and I'm just being funny. Me and my grandma were so close, and she was so cool, and I was just being funny. And I said, "Grandma," I said, "why your legs hairy?" And she said, "Boy, I don't shave my legs." And I said, I said, "Oh," I was like, "Why not?" Right? Because I'm of the generation where women did shave their legs. She said, "No, man of my generation, they loved it like this." And my granddad, he's being a little fresh. He's in the other room and he hears us talking and he says, "Oh, yeah, yeah, I love it like that." Right. And then my grandmother, a conversation where I'm just joking around being funny, says, "Well," she says, "I remember when black women started following behind white women and copying them." She said, "But no, we never used to shave our legs." And so I've heard these things from women as well. So it's not bashing, it's just people speaking about loving yourself and appreciating yourself for who you are. And the young lady we're watching on this video said out of her own mouth that the other hair is cute. This young lady out of her own mouth says that I put this other hair in my head because when I walk out the house, I want to be presentable. And I think that's sad if she thinks her own hair is not presentable. OG Bobby Johnson says, "How is we bashing black women? The truth is the truth." Aura says, well, the truth, how laws was in place to stop us from wearing our hair. Okay. Shalik says, "It's presentable when it looks like white women hair." Exactly. That's what she was suggesting. Aura says, "Y'all are coons." I'm sorry. You know what? I'm glad somebody said that. Um, if you actually do a study on the word coon, it's really not such a bad word. If you go to the website for the Jim Crow Museum, it'll actually break down the word coon and Sambo. Sambo is the Negro who is complacent and he is happy with his position in society. He's Sambo, he's cool, he has no problem. So when that term was coined, the history behind that word, that's Sambo. The coon are the young, ignorant Negroes who fight back, who the white people don't really like. They're always fighting back, or they're kind of pushing against the system. They're ignorant. The problem with the coon is not intelligent enough to change his situation, but he doesn't like his situation. He is more disruptive, right? So when y'all say coon, you use it in a way to say that we're kind of going along with the white man or whatever, or we hate our people, but that's never what a coon was. It's not really. It's kind of weird for another black person to say it to another black person, because I could tell that y'all don't even know what the original term of coon is. So because when people say certain words, I kind of look them up and then I go, "Oh, they don't know how to use the word." So it's not really insulting like that. I'm just letting you know, in case you're curious, you can go look it up and find out what a coon really is. Yeah, y'all are using it wrong. And it's just funny to me when people say it. Because what people say is, "Oh, you cooning for white folks," and it's like, nah, you're using the word wrong. Or says, "How many jobs make y'all cut y'all beards?" It is companies that do make men cut their beards, as a matter of fact. There's companies that if you have long hair as a man, you either going to be they either say tuck it down your shirt. Some jobs will still say for certain men. That's why I know man for real that religiously and spiritually, because of what they believe, they grow their hair. Some jobs have told them they got to cut it to a certain length or cut it. They just quit the job. Or or some jobs tell them, hey, just tuck it down the back of your shirt or whatever, cover and stuff like that. Because of safety purposes, the jobs that men work, maybe not necessarily for the same reason as you would say as a woman, where it's about the look and conforming, but a lot of jobs men work as far as safety or how they present in certain ways. Yeah, men have been asked to cut their facial hair. They have, or even the hair on their head. To be honest with you, yes, men are asked that. Rock Alexander says, but they make time to put they fake face on though, aka war paint. Yep, they take time for that. So you gotta take the time for your hair. Aura says same with black women. Same with black women. We will not get hired with wearing out with wearing our hair. I'm sorry, I got tongue tied. I It's plenty of natural women that I see working all the time in top positions. You got women lawyers and everything that's wearing their hair. I get you when you talk about the past, Aura. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying that just because something was the way it was in the past doesn't mean that in our future we shouldn't try to, hey, let's go back to ourselves. We understand we did what we had to do to survive. Cool. Nobody's judging nobody because of that. Nobody's bashing. We're just saying, hey, let's get back to loving ourselves because of the things that we had to do to survive. It's kind of like, okay, for instance, if we tell people to stop eating pork and chitlins and pig feet, you wouldn't say we were bashing black people. No, we ate what we had to eat to survive at the time, but now we don't have to do it anymore. So let's get back to loving our bodies and eating healthy. It's the same thing. That's all people are doing. People are just trying to get back to who they are. You got stories on the news where women, man, you can look it up on your own time. They got stories where these women went and killed another woman over weave. You have people getting loans for weave. Nobody's bashing, they're just talking about it. OG Bobby Johnson says, I'm 70, 80 women was proud to wear their own hair. Yep. My grandma's old school. My grandma wore her hair all the time. My grandma never put no weave in her hair. My grandma was a nurse, traveling nurse. She worked in the prison system at one point. She was a registered nurse. She, go visit people at their houses, at their homes and stuff like that. I've seen plenty of women do it. So I don't know. Aura says yes, y'all is. So she's saying, yeah, we still coons, y'all. So I didn't convince her. I tried to tell her to look up what that word really mean, but she's convinced that we are coons. So that's cool. That's fine. My feelings don't get hurt easily. Rock says, I come from a black woman, ma'am. Yep, me too. Aura says, so we're not gonna talk about the racist white women. What racist white? Oh my God. Why are you? What does that have to do with racist white women? You said we're bashing black women. Why would any of us bring up white women when you accuse us of bashing black women and we're not? First of all, this video is about these two not being able to have a conversation because while they're talking, she's saying things and insulting him. And when he calls her out on it, she won't take accountability. Right now, the conversation, they're talking about weave, but they're not bashing each other. This is just a little part of the interview. Aura says, black men in white America have bashed us into wearing weaves. Okay, cool. I think you just like that word bashing at this point. OG Bobby Johnson says facts. I'm sure I know you're not saying facts to her. Aura says I wear my real hair and I don't get fired when I do. I don't know. Or you just, I don't know if I can. Or said this as hard on us and y'all bashing us. We're not bashing you. You also said to this day, what are y'all talking about? You said even in sports and schools. You said black women are not the only ones that wear weaves. That's cool. That's fine. But y'all don't wear y'all hair. Y'all don't wear hair that looks like y'all, I think is the major point. But OG Bobby Johnson says women have all the rights, so stop it. You are free to wear your own hair anywhere. True. Aura says, so you still oppressed by white Americans and wonder about black women hair when y'all stop bunny hopping. What are you talking about? Nobody. Most black men have not even been with white women. You just making that up. Okay, just because you see some famous people or some college basketball player doing it. Most people stick with their own culture, their own race, and their own religion because most people like to be comfortable, complacent, and they like people that they can relate to. Most people won't even date people that don't even like the same music as them. So to act like it's some epidemic and you calling it bunny hopping, when really we live it, you can't complain about America being oppressed and then participate in it. Me personally, you can date whoever you want to date as long as you love them and you like them. Cool. Date whoever you want to date. I don't care. Now you're trying to be mean and say bunny hopping. Cool. Now you're attacking Bobby saying, are you a woman, Bobby? I just got turned down for my fro. Who turned you down for your fro? OG Bobby Johnson says, nope, I'm a man that love black women that don't wear weaves and bonnets on their head. Oh my God. Red Bird says raccoons are treated by bloodhounds as were runaway slaves when pursued. Yep, that's true, but I've not been chased by any bloodhounds, and so thank you for saying that. So I cannot be a coon because I was not recently chased by any bloodhounds up no tree. Rock Alexander says, you right, black women aren't the only ones wearing weave. It's some black men too. Yeah, it's a lot of black men wearing them. And you know what? And so I would, I would agree on Aura and if she's saying that, because we gonna have to start addressing all these men wearing these they shaving the middle of their head, putting that weave up top, making it look like it fade up into some real hair. They even got the lace front beards that a lot of men are rocking now. So hey. Can't talk about the women no more, Rock. Thank you for saying that, Rock. These men is weeded out now. So a lot of these guys really can't say anything anymore about women, to be honest with you. Bobby, OG Bobby said facts. But we're not bashing women. This is just a small part of this conversation. I'm pretty sure you've heard other men that do bash women using this conversation, but that's not what we was in here attempting to do. Seriously.
As a man, isn't my life a little bit easier than you? Meaning, if I get you pregnant, you're the one that's got to carry that kid, right? Not me. You get stretch marks, not me.
Please, I listened to you for like 10 minutes straight. Just stop talking.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry if there was more that you were saying. I'm sorry. I've never asked you to just listen to me and not ask me a question about what I'm stating. But go ahead.
Okay, I was saying that the whole concept of I mean, a lot of other women in general do things that make them look good. White women wear makeup. Black women wear makeup. When people want to talk so much about how, oh, well, Black women want to wear weave and they'll wear other people's weave because they want to be white so bad and blah, blah, blah. But white women are getting ass injections. They're getting breast implants. Yes, Black women have been doing it too. Before you go say, I will admit that. I will admit, yes, Black women are trying to be, I guess, more advanced versions of who they actually are, because it is sought out that Black women have more hip area, they have more breast area, they have bigger lips, but naturally, and Black women have fuller body parts. Typically, if am I wrong? Compared to white women, which I have nothing against white women and their body parts, I think they're just as beautiful as Black women. I think all women are beautiful in their own way. But will you disagree with me? This is just a yes or no. This is not a discussion at this point right now. Do you disagree with me that Black women have fuller body features than white women do, typically?
I'll give you, go ahead. I'll give you that.
Okay. So I don't understand how people in general, whether it be women or men or whatever, talk about white women or Black women wearing weave, when at the end of the day, it is a lot of work to have my hair look presentable. It will take me. Right now, my hair is I'm
curious, why did you bring up that white women or Black women have fuller bodies? Because you didn't elaborate on why you said it.
Okay, the reason I apologize. I'm sorry. The reason why I brought that subject up is because you're talking about why Black women do certain things, but if you're with a white woman, you never have to buy bundles. White women wear makeup because they think they look better.
But you just said Black women wear it, so that's a wash.
I wear it, yes.
Oh my God, I just thought of something too. Oh, Red Bird, thank you for putting that too. You said raccoons are treated by bloodhounds as were runaway slaves when pursued. And at the time when Black people call us coons and stuff, they'll say it in a way to suggest that, hey, you're cooning for white people, like we're going along with white people. But coons, if you think of a runaway slave, that's someone trying to escape white people. So I was saying that the way they use it to suggest is still wrong and doesn't make any sense. So that's what I was saying earlier. My bad, y'all. I'll play the video. I just thought that I had to pause the video to say that before I forgot.
But that's a wash.
Why is it different? But why is it bad that white women? Because Black women are.
I did a report, three stories last week of Black people killing over weave. You don't think that's fucking bad at that point? They're taking out loans for it.
Okay, I listen, and I didn't know that, and wow, that's not cool. But at the same time, you have white women killing other white women. If you go during like,
what are they killing each other over?
Black Friday?
No. I'm asking, what are white women killing? Dear, I can't believe you just did that. If people were killing if white people were killing each other over Nintendos, white people would have it would be on Capitol Hill. We need to do something about these Nintendos.
No, they don't ever show the things that white.
Yes, they do. Dear, that's a lie. There's a thing that have you ever heard of MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving?
Yes.
That was white people seeing that drunk drivers were killing motherfuckers, and they started something. You're saying something that's untrue. Every time something is affecting white people, they stand up and do something or say something about it. Hair weave is fucking up the image of little kids. Little girls can't wait till they get their hair weaved because they see their mama with long, as you stated, long, flowing, stringy hair, which looks better than theirs. So they want that. So they can't even be comfortable with their own little queen, princess, or whatever you want to call it, hair, because the person they look up to most looks nothing like them.
But at the same time, a lot of these, but as you cannot compare a mother to her child. When my mom, like, not gonna put her on blast, she wears wigs. That's my mom wears wigs. She doesn't wear weaves. She wears wigs, which most women my mother's age wear wigs.
Which
typically,
don't look like their
age,
natural hair.
Your hair is not as full as you like it to be. Of course, if you do things, you wear clothes that make.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm gonna give you my keys because I'm doing the show, so you can just go to the house. Don't tell her that I'll be right there.
Oh, what is that noise? Oh, what's up? I mean, they're just by blood.
He gonna be right back, Megan. You hear me? Bro, do you see what I was saying now?
Honestly, at the end of the day, regardless of what he says, I'm still gonna feel the same way. I still feel like I'd rather uplift. I feel like naturally, as a Black woman, we already have to deal with so much oppression.
Thank you.
We already have to deal with backlash. We are at the bottom of every pool.
Right.
Like, we're a minority, but we're Black women. We're like a double minority.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, I still feel like as Black, we already have to deal with so much backlash from white.
I'm doing good. How you doing, man? Just late night hanging out, watching old timey Sotomayor video. I don't know. We've been kind of talking about a little bit of everything, honestly, tonight. Honestly, when I was doing this video, I was just kind of talking about how when you're having conversations with people, how people kind of lack the skill when it comes to communicating with each other and communication, and just highlighting why people really get into the arguments. It's just that the video and the interview has morphed into something else where now they're talking about weave and things like that. So just kind of watching the video. I was doing the video earlier on AI. YouTube didn't like it. They kicked the video down. I appealed it and they approved it. But then at that point, I was done with the video. So I was like, I'll just do this late night hangout, just hanging out on YouTube.
White people. We already have to deal with so much backlash from even Mexicans, Indians, Asians don't want us to be in their stores. Like, I go to the damn liquor store, and every time I try to talk to the Asian guy that works there to get some liquor, he looks at me like I'm crazy. But then, like, a white man comes in and he's like so ready to serve him.
Right.
But me, I'm crazy, but you look at me like I'm an issue. I just still feel like at the end of the day, we need to focus on uplifting each other rather than stating all the things wrong. We should state the things that are wrong in a more.
Let me ask you this, because I am interviewing Tommy, and I do think that this is really making my mind expand in different aspects of both of you. Both of you are really educated from what.
And even what she just said, you got to give yourself time to grow up in this world. You got to give yourself enough time to have experiences. When I was a young Black guy, I was treated differently. When I got older, my experiences were different. And what I began to realize in life, sometimes the way I was treated was not because of the color of my skin. Sometimes the way I was treated was because of my age and how I carried myself when I was young. And sometimes when you're young, people don't want young people in their businesses, because sometimes when you're young, you don't know how to act, especially when you're young. Like, my era was the baggy clothes, you sagging your pants, you talking weird, and people just don't trust you sometimes. But I started noticing a difference in how they treat older people and stuff like that. So everything, like, and I see what she's saying, and it could be racist, because I'm not going to take away from her experience, but I just wanted to point out, sometimes in life, everything's not racist. Sometimes it's your age. Sometimes it's how you carry yourselves. That's how it is. Shout out to Indigenous. You said we need to get them out of our neighborhoods. Solution. Who you talking about? Like the Asian stores? Is that what you mean? Let me know.
What I can say. Do you think I should target this in the sense of being on Tommy's side or uplifting Black women? Because he is also making good points, correct?
I mean, yeah, his points, I see what his points are, all points that I have made in a way to where we should promote positivity.
Right.
I feel like, I guess I wasn't fully, like I said, I didn't know that this was like a thing.
Right.
Like,
right.
I kind of wish I knew. I would have been more presentable.
Right. I hear you.
Let's see. You said that Asian average reception. Oh yeah. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, and I think yeah, because in our neighborhoods, I do think about the fact that sometimes, like when you look at everybody else's neighborhoods, they kind of get to have their own stores and stuff like that. And I be thinking that everybody should get to have that experience where they have their own stores by them for them in their neighborhoods and stuff. So, and I think that's a natural thing that people should want. I think that builds a sense of pride in the community. Even just little kids seeing that, like, wow, like we own stores, we shop with each other, and it also builds trust amongst each other because when you don't grow up seeing your own people and shopping with your own people, um, I think it builds a trust because when you can grow up with that experience, you're used to dealing with each other, you're used to doing business with each other, you're used to spending money with each other. I think that's a good thing to have that experience in your neighborhood. Shai, you said I'm from Baltimore. I found myself about to come to blows with these people because they disrespect older Black women. Yeah, a lot of them are rude. A lot of them. A lot of them are rude. My partner in DC used to tell me about that. I was in a predominantly Black area. We had more Asians in our area. And I remember my mom and them, they used to be in there arguing like in the beauty supply stores where I would see it. That from what I remember growing up. So it was kind of like more so in our area, it'd be like the Asians going by the beauty supply store. You would see these arguments between them because especially when it came to and this goes back to some of the things that Aura was typing in the chat earlier, is that I would see them arguing with them because they would be trying to force certain beauty products on them for their hair, and it would be a whole argument that like they're trying to tell them, no, this is good for you, this is good for your hair, and you would see the Black woman like, no, that is not good for my hair and I don't want that. You can't force me to buy this and force that on me, or and stuff. So I remember those arguments, and it would be disrespectful because this person is, they're the customer. You can't force this product on them or try to tell them they don't know what to do with their hair, and y'all got two different types of hair. So, but yeah, I remember that stuff.
I don't even look presentable right now. But at the end of the day, like the focus of this is, I don't really feel like it should be a choosing sides thing. I really think it's supposed to be like, well, what can we do in order to counteract all these negative perceptions and all these negative connotations towards Black women? I think that should be the focus. I don't think you should be on my side and think that, oh yeah, well, all Black women, we're all this, we're all that, so we need to be the focus and fuck him for how he feels and blah blah blah, or you should be on his side and be like, yeah, well, fuck Black women because I understand how he feels too. I think the focus should be, hey, you know what, this is an issue and we should do this to fix this issue rather than just to talk about it.
I hear you 1000%, but from what I've seen in the past 2 days of just kind of being here and honestly expanding my mind and even telling Tommy like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even realize I did that, because there are certain things that I have done being here that I haven't even realized that I do, you know what I mean? So what I'm starting to see is the solution is Black women don't listen. They need to listen more.
I think women in general don't listen. I'm gonna be very honest.
Right.
Agree with that. Women, like I said, I live.
Yeah, finish this. No, okay. You said something I'd like you to elaborate on. You said we should be more uplifting. What does that mean?
I think that we should promote positivity. We should encourage. When I say uplifting, I said we should encourage women.
Encourage what?
I do myself. Excuse me?
Encourage what?
I said we should encourage women to do these things to do the opposite of these things that you say that we do.
How do you encourage people?
Like example, just like you're a passionate guy, you feel very strongly about the things that you feel. So you're going to express to me how you feel in a very passionate way. The way that you're coming at me, I'm not going to change in the way that, I'm not saying you're trying to change me. So don't think, but everything I'm saying, just try to take in like liberally. Take what I'm saying liberally. So not saying you're trying to change me, but if you're trying to get me to understand something, there's an approach you can have. I feel like just based off of what I've seen in this hour, 24-minute interview that I've had with you, you are a very aggressive person. I'm aggressive as well. I've had to tone down my sense of aggression. Me being the first of 4 kids, I'm African. Like, if you know anything about African women, we are very strong women in general when it comes to how we feel, how we think, how we speak.
What does it mean? You guys use a lot of words. Black people use words, but they don't explain them. So I'll always ask you what they mean because I'm tired of hearing them repeated. What does it mean to a strong woman? What does that mean?
When I say strong, I'm saying like, how do I explain this? Like, when I say strong, I mean very, we don't back down. When you see a Black woman, you have your connotations towards Black women as being aggressive. We're loud, we're this and we're that. I feel like it takes a strong type of person to be as
an asshole all day knowing that people don't like it. Yes, it takes a strong person to willfully be an asshole because that's what you just described, dear. No, stop. You literally just described an asshole. Say whatever you want to. Your friend felt like I was an asshole once I started to be exactly what you just called a strength for Black women.
I think Black men are strong too. I feel like.
Did I say something right there that was right or wrong? Can you acknowledge a word I said?
I was an ass. Personally, I don't think that's what an ass.
Your friend felt
friend.
like what I was saying and the way I was saying it was a problem. Yes?
I feel like, yes, there was a problem.
So, and you
right
just described, all I'm saying is, but you just described that thing that she felt was a problem as what is normal amongst Black women.
But the only difference that I have is I think with being a Black woman, just like it's being a Black person in general, I'm going to just speak for Black people in general, but I'll speak for women. It's so much more difficult because we're already viewed as less than. We're viewed as less than by our own men. We're viewed as less than by white people. In fact, I had an encounter, my first direct racial encounter in December, where I went to.
What she's saying doesn't make sense because I would say that Black people were viewed more less than in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, and so how's that an excuse for any type of attitude? When we go back to old school values and we see people that were definitely viewed as less than, that went through way more than what we're going through in today's age, and they still carried themselves with respect and knew how to treat people and how to talk to them. So she's just giving excuses. She just doesn't want to agree and have a real conversation.
To go get something to eat. Simply, I had just finished my physics exam, finishing my semester, was hungry, went to go get something to eat. Some white woman, old middle-aged white woman, shoved me at La Madeleine while I was getting a salad. And I was like confused. And then all of a sudden she pointed at me and she pointed at this other Black girl that I didn't even know from a can of paint, said, the reason why this world is fucked up is because of you people. When I tell you, I didn't even know this woman existed. My back was facing her. She came up to me, shoved me, and then compared me to another Black person I didn't even know.
Okay, so let me stop you there. White woman did that to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was inside of a Starbucks. I put a video up about it. I walked into Starbucks, was standing in line for about 5 to 6 minutes. Black girls saw me standing there. Didn't say a word to me. White woman walks up.
So a Black woman saw you.
They saw me that worked there. Didn't say a word. Didn't say, welcome to Starbucks. We'll be with you in a second. A white woman walks in behind me. Again, this was about 5 to 7 minutes after I've been standing there. Same Black girl who kept looking and seeing that I was standing there waiting to be served says, hey, Miss Debbie, to the woman coming in behind me. The woman who came in behind me felt that that was odd. Let me explain something else. You, a woman who I don't know, just like that white woman who said something about you, a woman who I don't know, saw a video and decided that she could judge my relationships with other women and my mama. So if you felt it was wrong what that white woman did to you, how do you think it feels when I can go online right now on YouTube and see a puppet called Crispy Puppet, which is supposed to be making fun of me because I'm so black, made by a black person? Since I was a kid and I learned the English language, I was told that my skin color was wrong. I'm too black. By who? White people have never called me blackie, darky, smoke, blurple, blue, black. Guess who has, though?
I mean, I went to a majority white school and I was made fun of for my nose.
You didn't answer my question at all. You literally bypassed my question. You bypassed the hell out of it. I'm gonna try it again.
I would say this. I think that we all have experiences, but I don't think that because of we should treat people based off of our character and the respect that we have for ourselves and how we want to carry ourselves, and not allow them people, you know, if she's going to point out all these white people that did something to her, you would think that she would put extra effort into a conversation with another black person instead of how she came into this interview being she was very nasty and assuming and just had a bad attitude, because we all have a bad experiences. Everybody can point out the opposite. So I've had people of all different colors be mean, be disrespectful. I do not use it and say I'm going to treat everybody else that I run into, and anybody else who I run into is still going to get respect. I'm not going to take my bad experiences. It's funny they said Starbucks, right? I remember I used to actually deliver to Starbucks. And what's weird about what she's saying is when I used to deliver these pallets, right? These big old heavy pallets. And when I was it was like a little hill. You got to pull this big old heavy pallet up. Do you know who used to come help me? An old white man. And I remember he put his, you know how older people are, they kind of lean on you a little bit when they talk to you because I guess they old, you know. And he said, "Oh man," he said, "my son gonna kill me for helping you." And I just smiled. I said, "Hey," I said, "Why you say that?" He said, "Man, I got my hip replaced." I said, "Oh man." But he always come help me. I remember one day I was so tired. I had this heavy store. I had all this stuff to deliver. White guy stays behind. He's supposed to leave. He was there with a group of people. They all were leaving, getting in their cars. He stayed behind to hold the door open for me every time. I'm going up to the store with a hand truck. I got a 7-stack of milk, heavy, sweating, hot. I open the door to go in. Black woman squeezes in between me in the door frame and walks in. Doesn't even think to hold the door open for me. I'm going into a store with all this product. I'm going in and out the door. While I'm going in and out the door with this stuff, delivering it, there's a black woman standing by the door. She was there with this white guy. He looks over, sees her standing by the door. He runs over to the door as he's going by her. He kind of shakes his head at her in disappointment, and then he begins to stand there and hold the door. While he's holding the door for me, she is scowling at him like he's doing something wrong. I got another store I'm going into. It's 2 white girls sitting at a table. They're doing their work like high school students. I'm in Tennessee, of all places, in Tennessee. This girl ain't nowhere near the door. She ain't nowhere near the door. I'm hearing stuff fall and hit the ground because when she sees me coming up the sidewalk to come into the store, that girl is about to fall over chairs, rushing to get to the door to help me out, to open it for me. I say all this to say this: regardless of my experiences, I still treat everybody the same with respect. A person that's living in their hatred can always point out the negative experiences. Just like in my life, I can point out the negative experiences where, for the most part, I'm thinking about it. None of them black women or black people ever held the door open for me. It was always white people. But why would I use that when I know who I am and I can still treat people with respect? I don't have to be like the people that I think are bad. If I really think they're bad people, I'm not going to turn into them. Because yes, for the most part, only those white people were holding the door for me. But I can tell you something else. When I used to go door to door selling the news, and I know it sounds archaic, right? You know, it sounds ancient. People don't really mess with newspapers anymore, but I used to sell subscriptions to the newspaper, knocking door to door. And I remember I got dropped off in the wrong neighborhood, right? And those people, they didn't have no money. And they said respectfully, we don't want your newspaper. And you know what people were doing? They were going in their pocket, giving me money. I left out that neighborhood with at least like $80 in my pocket of donations because they didn't want the newspaper, but they still wanted to help me out. I didn't really realize where I was at because of, you know, I didn't really realize where I was at until I ran into a group of these other young black boys. And I was like, man, you don't realize where you at? And I was like, man, I don't know. They just dropped me off over here to sell a newspaper. They said, hey, well, you need to stay over here with us, man, and be cool, man. Don't walk around the neighborhood no more. You know, just stay right here with us. And I stayed right there with them until the van came back by. My supervisor came back by to pick me up. My point is this. I could harp on the bad times where that black woman did not hold the door open for me or whatever. But I also got to remember that time that I was in that neighborhood and those people looked out for me. I got good and bad on both sides, but it doesn't really matter because I still am who I am, and I'm still going to love people and care about people around me and give them respect. And I'm not going to have this bad attitude and use the excuse of some bad moments in my life. What was you around those people for, what, 5 minutes? And you're going to let that be an excuse to have a bad character? No.
If I explained something or I said something and I said, guess who? And you just didn't say a word about it. You act like everything I just said was either some lie. Right. So why don't you address that first? This is what I'm trying to say. Your friend, while I was saying this, she put her hand up and said, preach, because she been through that shit by other black folks. Hold on. No, you talked about uplifting, but I don't see you going after all these people making fun of dark-skinned folks. But I don't. I ain't seen nothing on your page. I haven't seen a video. I haven't seen a Snapchat of you talking about that. Not one.
Are you serious? I actually
show it to me.
Ask Pearl. She knows I go on.
No, I said, show this to me. I don't know you. I should be able to see it. Okay. Because there are more people. Listen, you talked about how black women are put down and how black men don't even like them. Let me tell you something. I just showed you how if a black woman gets a white man, it's like she won a trophy. They don't do that shit with a black dude. He gets put down for doing it. Black women play in mixed kids' hair all day. His kid's so pretty. I put up a picture, and this dude did it because he saw me doing it. So on Facebook, he did it to see if it would really happen. He put up a picture of a black man with a black woman and their beautiful twin babies. It got 27 likes and no shares. He put up another picture on his page a day later of a white man, a black woman, and their little baby. And guess how many likes it got? 336 shares. 300 likes, 36 shares. So all these black folks complain or swear they love black folks, but you see a fucking black couple and it wasn't impressive. Go do it on your own page, dear. Prove me fucking wrong. Go to your Instagram right now, post a picture of a mixed kid and say, ooh, this baby's so beautiful. Watch how many of your friends say, ooh, it is. Go to Tyra Banks' page right now. When she put up that picture of her and that fucking white man before they had the baby, people said, y'all are going to have such beautiful babies. Black chicks talk like this every day. Every day. I saw a black chick leave her kid in a line one time. She had a black kid with that nappy hair that you can't do nothing with. That's embarrassing. And she went over to this white woman and her kid and said, while her little black girl was sitting there, and I felt so fucking bad because the little girl had the 3 fucking plaques and she's watching her mama go goo goo gaga over a white kid. But you don't think that's wrong. None of y'all do.
No, I don't know. Don't say.
Yes, you do, because you just tried to explain. Dear, when I asked you about how weave hurts a kid, no, dear, what I'm telling you, no, the fact is this. I said to you earlier how having weave in your hair and your kid going to school and seeing other kids with, as you said, this good straight hair will hurt that kid's self-esteem. You said, no, it won't. You said this. I didn't. You did.
Wait, are you saying that I said no, it won't?
Yes, you did. You said they're kids. There's a difference.
I said there's a difference. Listen, before you put words in my mouth, I said there's a difference.
Why would you tell me there's a difference when my whole point was it hurts their self-esteem? That's a yes or no question.
I can admit, yes, it does play a role on how a child may view herself.
So why are we doing it? Why is it not looked at as something we should go against?
Like, number one, as a mother, like a black mother, no, not as a black mother, as a mother in general, you are very busy. You're a busy person. So it depends on how
Jesus
much time.
Christ. So it doesn't care about your kid's self-image because you're busy. Do you hear what you're saying? You just openly said this, dear. The whole audience heard you say, yeah, you got to understand, you're a mother and you're busy. So you're saying, fuck your kid's self-image.
You're so excited to put what I have to fucking say. Let me get the fuck what I have to say out. Because I'm not even getting, when I'm starting to get upset, and I apologize if I'm offending you, but I just want to say what I have to say before you want to prove a point, because my points are not the points that you're proving. I'm just trying to fucking tell you.
Thank you, brother. But
here's the saying,
go ahead.
A woman being busy is not the reason why she shouldn't care about the way that her child views herself. When my mom, my hair has always been crazy. My mom is an African woman and she doesn't have the most amount of hair. She's a beautiful woman, but she doesn't have the most amount of hair. She doesn't want to go out looking like that because she wants to be presentable.
So don't get mad if people don't find black women attractive.
I in my mom's house, I was like, you know what? It's okay. My mom tells me every day my hair is beautiful. I have long, beautiful, luxurious hair. She wishes she had hair like mine, but she doesn't because her hair is thinner than mine is, has always been. She had an afro back when she was living in Nigeria. Then she came to America. She got a relaxer because she thought relaxers were okay for her type of hair, and it damaged the shit out of her hair. And she now has to wear wigs because she's not going to go out with her hair looking like that. She wants to be presentable, and she owns a clinic. You can't be going out looking crazy. People look at you. They make it.
Listen, please stop for a second. Every time you talk about a normal black woman, you use words like crazy, wild. Yeah, that they look crazy, they look bad, they look unkempt, they look unpresentable. It's all these types of words you're using to wait. You're using these words towards what a normal black woman looks like.
No, I say that in general. I don't say that about just black women. Like,
who else do you say it about?
I say it about anyone. Like, if I go out and I see a white girl, which I went to school with white people that dyed their hair 400 different colors. Every week I knew a girl named Brittany that she would tear. One day her hair was red. The next day her hair was purple. I said, you look crazy. I don't.
Yeah, whoa. Let me stop you. You said the white girl looked crazy when she did something unnatural to her hair. You're saying the black girl looks crazy when that's how her hair naturally looks.
But I'm saying, like, putting
you just don't still talk
hair
around
that are completely, like, the thing is, at least with I can admit when black women, which I don't think any other race does, is put quick weaves in their hair. I don't like quick weaves. I think they look foolish, personally speaking.
So you can have that personal assessment of something and it's okay.
Excuse me?
So you can have that personal assessment.
But at the end of the day, no matter what opinion that I would make, there's always going to be another side to it.
There you go. That's all. Wait a minute. All I'm saying is that's.
I'm not saying that you are just the most wrong person.
When you say not only am I wrong, but people who follow me are sad, you are saying that. Why won't you admit that that is what you're saying? Dear, wait a minute, hold on. If you had a boyfriend, whoa, stop. If you had a boyfriend If you had a boyfriend and your friend said to that dude's sad for dating you.
I said that it was sad.
Oh, Jesus. You said that they were sad. You didn't say it. You said they.
I'm sorry that I said it because I didn't mean as in they were sad. I just told you I don't think that they are sad because I'm sure that some of these Black women are doctors, some of them are lawyers, defense lawyers to help people that didn't commit crimes. Some of them probably own orphanages where they take care of kids in abused homes. I'm sure these women all do wonderful things. And because they have an opinion about something I don't agree with doesn't make them as a whole being sad. I said that the situation that I see is a very sad thing based off of what I did not know originally. That's how I feel. That's how I'm gonna feel. So no matter.
But don't you think it's sad then that you make women who get quick weaves feel bad about it? No, but I'm saying I'm asking you. I use logic when I talk. I don't talk with it. I don't speak. Honestly, name something I've said that's illogical. Okay, I'll wait. Hey, y'all. Hey, I'm a big person. I like to be called out on my shit. Name one thing I've said that's illogical.
You want to sit here and yell at me with why it's not.
Oh my God, so you're not going to answer the question that I just asked. So you can make a claim against me, and I ask you to prove it. Then you just go into something else. That's how discussions work.
Okay, ask me the question.
I asked you simply. I literally said, I speak logically. You said, no, you don't. I said, tell me something I've said that's illogical in your opinion. Name one. Name one thing I've said in this whole hour and a half that's illogical.
I feel like when I'm taking logic, I think that you focus on you pinpoint one thing, but you don't address the other. Like how you talk about, are you going to interrupt me? Because I really don't want to finish my statement if you're going to interrupt me. Are you going to let me finish my point before you decide to interject? Do I get that respect from you?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I wasn't saying anything, so go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I mean, because it's been a trend this hour and 38 minutes that you interject before I finish my entire point. Am I wrong?
Dear? If you're not going to answer my question, you're going to answer your questions. Because when you told me to answer your question with just a yes or no answer, guess what the fuck I did? Gave you a yes or no answer. I respected what you were looking for. Now you can't do me the same. Now you asked me to answer a damn question that you asked when you couldn't answer one simple one that I asked you. I asked you to give me an example of when I was illogical. You tried to define what logic meant to you.
You did not say that. I thought you asked me this question.
I asked you to tell me a time in this discussion that I was illogical. Your answer should have been at 30 minutes and 35 seconds. This was illogical.
No question. Let me know beforehand because I'm going to give you a discussion.
I asked you a question of when did I do something. If you're not talking about a time, you're not answering it.
When you were talking about the Black women, white women, how like the weave situation, I feel like that wasn't logical.
What?
No, I didn't feel like it was logical. I felt like
when I was talking about Black women and white women and the weave situation, that was illogical. So y'all do hear what this woman just said. She didn't say anything specific at all.
I did say something specific.
What was specific about what you said? You said Black women. You have to tell me what about that was illogical. You cannot just say the weave situation. What part was illogical?
The fact that you were saying that when you're with a white woman, you don't have to ever buy bundles, which number one is true, not true, because I know women that wear hair extensions all the fucking
How the hell is that not true? If you said, well, you went back to the beginning when you said, if I make an assessment about Black men, I go by the ones I've been with. Did you not say that earlier? And then you repeated what I said, which was when I've been with a white woman, I've never had to buy bundles. How the fuck can you tell me that's not true? That's like saying when I've been with white women, I've always got my dick sucked. How can you tell me that's not true?
I wasn't talking about you not getting, I was talking about the discussion.
So you're just going to skip what you're going to bring up what I said as a point of contention and then say I wasn't talking about what you said. Do you hear what you just said?
Because you don't even let me get my point out. That's what I'm
so you get to completely lie and someone should just let you get a point out in the lie. You said it's illogical for you. You said that I stated
what the fuck I say to you. What the fuck I say to you? You're not gonna let me get my fucking point out. So
not if you started off with a lie. Stop lying. Do the world a favor. Stop lying. When you say something, say what someone actually said.
Let me get to the fucking point.
There can't be a point if it's built on a lie. Why do you think that you should be? Do y'all understand? I'm reading people saying dear, but you won't listen because like you said, Black women are strong, which means they jackasses and they don't care if they're lying.
Listen to what I have to say. You talk about listening, but you don't listen your damn self. You're so quick to talk negatively, you won't even listen to what the fuck I have to say.
I can repeat everything you say.
It's built on a lie because it's not built on a lie.
You stated something that was a lie. You said that what I said about never having to buy bundles was untrue.
I pointed out a truth, and why in that truth I felt it was not logical. But to you, it's a lie because you're so fucking quick to give me your opinion.
You said that I did something that I didn't. You can't start off sentences like that. Why do you not think that's fucked up to do? I can't say that you did something you didn't.
Because my nigga, I'm trying to fucking get my point out.
My nigga, okay. My nigga.
Keep it classy.
I just got a thug on the line. Y'all heard that? Now I'm my nigga. I got this so-called classy black woman, educated, who just started to talk to me like she was a New York rapper. Cause my nigga, but we uplift each other, right? Right? You miss uplift. Somehow a discussion made the hood come out of you.
Many times. You have said that many times in this conversation.
No, I haven't called you my nigga. Nor have I called you my bitch.
You have said nigga in the conversation.
Have I called you my nigga or my bitch?
No, you didn't call me.
Have I addressed you, dear? Have I addressed you as my nigga, my bitch, my hoe, my anything? Have I addressed you any way other than a respectful manner? Because it's your name.
Write it down right now, because you obviously can't hear me, and so since you can't hear, I'm going to write it out for you. No, I said it. No, do you see that?
So then, why would you refer to me that way?
Because
why would you?
That's how I've addressed people in the past.
And this would be the issue, because everything we do, and did I not tell you that, Pearl? I said, why is it that every time we talk to black women, when they're doing something that's wrong, their answer is, that's just what I do? How is that an answer?
I've never, to be very honest, I don't look at addressing someone as my nigga as an issue. I don't think it's a bad thing.
So everything you do that you can address is, well, that's not bad. But what you're doing now, that needs to be changed. I wear weave, that's okay. But quick weave looks stupid. Do you see what you're saying? You're picking and choosing things that are wrong.
I think it's taking something negative and making it positive because it was used so negatively. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say that. And if you don't agree with that, that's fine. But it's the same. It's taking something negative that was used against us, and we're making it something.
Were you
positive.
saying it in a positive way to me?
I don't mean it in the sense of it being pertaining to slavery.
Whoa, what word did you mean it when you were saying it to me? When you said my nigga, what way did you mean it? When a dude drives by and say fuck y'all niggas and he shoot him, is he being positive? When someone says, oh, fuck nigga, is he being positive? The fact that y'all say that, and this is what I mean by logic and illogical. It's illogical to say that every time you say the word nigga, it's positive. We've changed it to be positive. That's a complete lie.
No. As a Nigerian, my parents and other Nigerian people say the term my friend, and they don't mean that shit as my friend. They use that as like, get the fuck out of my face. Like whenever my mom gets upset with me or she gets upset with someone or one of her friends, she's like, just stop talking, my friend. Now we're not friends.
Right. So then you can't say that the word is always positive, can you? By what you just said, right? So you can't say you took the word nigga and made it positive when you can point out examples of where it's not positive. That's all I'm saying.
What is your point?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like,
every time I make a point, there's what is my point. Y'all know this is like the 6th time she said this. When I've made a point she can't dispute, she says, what is your point?
No, I can dispute it, but you don't give me the point.
You didn't try to dispute it. You said, what is your point? Your words out of your own mouth is, what is your point?
We're deflecting from the original point.
The original point was, what have I said that's illogical? Because the difference between you and me is I can stay on track. What did I say that was illogical? You said, well, you stated that what the white women you've dated, you haven't had to buy bundles, and that's untrue. That's where you have to stop your sentence, because what you said is false.
Like me, as much as you probably don't think you are by how you talk about us, you are one at the end of the fucking day.
No, I'm not. Because I'm not that what you are right now, a grown woman being tried. You're a grown kid. You're like you explained, the strong black woman is you being a jackass. That's what you think is strong. You made the definition of what your ass was. I didn't say it. You did. You said a strong black woman was somebody that just, I don't put up with shit. They get their opinion told. That's strong to you.
You take my words of being strong as being an asshole when everybody else, even white, some of my white friends can view as exactly everything.
Most people think black women are assholes. You get portrayed as assholes on every television show.
Like this conversation, plenty of people couldn't do this. about. They would have closed the laptop.
No, black women like to talk. I've
be-
never had one just quit because they like an audience. I've never had one just quit. They like an audience. Black women get on fucking line and twerk in the snow. How dare you believe that they had so much self-esteem that they'd stop it? They like an audience. Black women like an audience. If it didn't, y'all wouldn't be on Instagram with fucking 2,000 followers, but still acting like you got a million.
I don't think I have a million followers.
No, but I'm saying you act like you do.
How?
Be on Twitter acting like it's a gang of motherfuckers looking at you. Like we give a shit what you ate. Like we give a shit about your new outfit. Walking around like you some damn model. Nobody even knows you. The majority of black women, nobody knows these bitches. But they be posting like they fucking important. Then tell me I'm lying. That's what they do. They sit up there. Every girl on Instagram is important. Bitches be doing that stupid ass thing where they don't even say shit. They just take the camera and move back and forth and play in their weed. And it be a post.
Do that. I don't do that. I've never done that because I don't like that shit.
I've never fucked a dude, but I know niggas is gay.
Excuse me?
I've never had sex with a man, but I know niggas is gay. So if you turn around and told me that there's some gay men, I wouldn't say, well, I'm not. I'd acknowledge this exists. You've never been beat by a cop. Do you believe in Black Lives Matter movement?
You said what?
You've never been beat by a cop. Would you join the Black Lives Matter movement?
I've been harassed by a cop.
Oh, wow. I guess what I say is, have you ever been beaten or shot by a cop? Yes or no?
No.
But you would stand up for men or women who've been beaten and shot by a cop. You will acknowledge that this happens, yes?
Yes.
So all I'm asking you to do is, even if you haven't done the whole thing with your hair, you have several friends who've done it. So why pretend, even your friend in here saying, I do it? At least she's being honest. So to act like it doesn't exist is the problem. That's why men don't have that problem. If
wait, please wait.
Hmm?
Don't do what?
What I just spoke
does
of.
what?
What I just spoke of that you said you don't do.
The whole camera thing? Okay, continue.
Yes. So even if you don't do it, will. Have you ever noticed you don't have this discussion with men when you say niggas need to take care of their kids? Men who even take care of their kids say, you're right. We don't sit up there and argue with you about that dumb shit. Why would we try to say we're not the ones who do it?
I argue with niggas about the shit that they do all the fucking time.
And we listen. We don't argue. You don't see us arguing when people say niggas need to start wearing. Wait a minute. Men sag their pants. When you put up a post that say these niggas need to stop sagging their pants, you don't see pants sagging niggas and they're arguing. You don't. Every time I post about men and what men need to do, guess what you don't see them doing? Arguing that shit. Women argue with people for no fucking reason. If you like weave, why get mad that I don't? If you like fucking 3 niggas at once, why get mad that I say people shouldn't? If you like twerking or taking pictures with your ass out, why would you come to my YouTube video saying I'm bashing all black women? Because you do it.
I don't bash black
No,
women.
oh Jesus Christ, I swear you don't listen. I said, why would someone come to my shit saying it? Are you seriously just don't listen?
I'm listening.
It's like I'll say something, and when you do speak in, it will be something I never said. And I'm like, why am I having to prove something I never said? My point was simple. If you are secure in who you are, you wouldn't be complaining. Because white women don't complain when you make that statement that they don't have bodies as good as y'all's. They don't go around complaining about that shit. They don't attack y'all when y'all say there's nothing finer than a black woman, and that be your damn Instagram post. It don't be a bunch of black women white women in the comments saying that's fucked up, that's racist. They don't give a shit what you think because they look at you as below them. You look at them as above you. That's why you always saying white women do it too. Don't nobody. Why you don't say nothing about white women?
Yeah,
Why you don't bring up white women kill their kids?
I don't look at anyone as above me.
Then you would never ask me to talk about them.
Speaking for my kind.
Right. But I'm saying, but you would never ask me to talk about them then.
I would never ask to talk about why. No, because I said I'm a holistic person. I like to address all colors of the spectrum.
But that's
I'm not
you.
gonna pin.
So you should make videos addressing white women's shortcomings.
But I have.
So then you would be racist. Wait. And whoa. And some white women would consider that racist, wouldn't they? But wouldn't.
I agree with him on that. If somebody was talking about, hey, when they talk about just like stuff in the community and they say, well, you know, black men need to take care of their kids. I never in my head thought to say, oh, white men be walking out on their kids too, or Asian men be like, that never pops up in my head. So I see what he's saying when it comes to that. I never think to say that. Never, ever.
Some white women consider that racist.
Talking about what white people do?
Yes.
Possibly.
That's
if
the point.
How they view racism.
Whoa. But they don't come fucking with you, do they?
You said what?
But they don't come fucking with you, do they? Nope. They leave you niggas alone when you posting your red, black, and green stuff online. When you posting how black folks are great. We built the pyramid. White people don't come there arguing with you, do they? Nope.
I don't know. I think some of these arguments depends on what platform you're in. Like I know if you're on Twitter, everybody's arguing about everything is a damn argument. Paul Bates says, stop this. I'm about to call it a quits. This conversation, so far we watched an hour and 50 minutes, and I know I cannot go all the way to the 4-hour thing. I probably played a little bit more. This was the late night hangout, and shout out to everybody who's been in here. If you haven't thumbs up the video, if you could do me a favor and thumbs up the video. I don't never ask for like no money or anything like that. If you could please thumbs up the video. Paul Bates says, stop it, please. It's almost, man. I'm watching. I'm getting tired, man. Why you say stop it, Paul? Man, we just hanging out, man. It's late. What's today? It's Thursday. It's not even Friday. I done skipped Friday.
Why? Why don't white people get up in arms and come argue with you about you saying how great black folks are? But as soon as somebody say how great white people are, black women show the fuck up arguing. There's an Instagram thing that says white women are magical, made by a white man who likes white women. Black women be on this man's damn Instagram post arguing every fucking day. Like this white man ain't supposed to uplift white people. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, well, that specifically, that I can't speak on because I'm not going to disagree with someone doing that. If someone decides, if a white man chooses to talk about his own white counterparts, that's fine. That has nothing to do with me.
He's considered racist. Do you know if a white dude says he's not interested in black women, he's literally considered a racist immediately. If he says, I won't date white women, he's considered a racist. But if a black man says, I won't date white women, he's never considered a racist. Why?
I don't know why. I don't know. Ask God. I don't know why.
God ain't the one to make that.
People having different ideologies and different philosophies.
The point is, black women are overly fucking sensitive because they feel bad that they're not white.
Guys are overly fucking sensitive. Black men are overly
Wait a
sensitive.
minute, wait. I just asked you a question. You can prove it. Where are black men online arguing with black women about their post?
I was, if I can pull it up. I don't.
This video is old though. People on the line arguing about everything now. It used to be a time you could say that, but now they are on there arguing. Paul Bay says, "Stop it, please. Black or white? Who gives a S?" You know what? I think that's the thing with the internet, right? Everybody always hears the loudest voice, and I think the internet kind of just makes something seem it makes it seem bigger than what it is. I had just put something on my I did a poll on my community tab. Where is it at? Let's see. Oh, okay, there it go. I said, are we as a society still bothered about interracial relationships? Because they kind of, they were talking about that earlier, where like if a white man's with a black woman, they don't like the black community doesn't get mad at the woman. But if a black man's with a white woman, then the community does get mad at the black man. Well, I guess they saying black women do get mad at it, but he was basically saying black men don't care if black women date white men. But to your point, I did the poll. It seemed like most of the people said no. Only 69 people had voted on this particular one, but I don't know if you can see it. But the bottom line is the no. Maybe if I dim it. But yeah, it say no. Let's see. You said because black women has an attitude. Why? Let me see. I don't even know what they arguing with at this point. I thought that she was gonna come on there and ask them some good hard questions, but they spent so much time calling each other a damn liar. They kind of ruined they ruined the whole damn interview. Yeah, they ruined the whole damn interview with all they arguing and going back and forth. I think majority of this stuff is people living in their own little bubble. People think that their bubble is the whole world. If they grew up somewhere where they saw black women doing this, they'll think all black women do it. If they grew up seeing black men doing this, they think all black men do it. The world is a big place, and there, it's good and bad sprinkled all around it. But people think their experience is everybody else's experience. And that's why you have a conversation like this. I can't find that other one that I did. It don't seem like you can see it on the screen. I try to point my phone at the camera, but it don't look like it was showing up anyway. hmm Let's see. Let's see. What's up, Zach? You saying crispy baldy? You calling me crispy and baldy, or you talking about you talking about Tommy? Because that was his nick. Well, that's what Tariq. The sheet was calling him. You said, "Where's Granderson Booper?" Oh, Tommy. Oh, you said what the nickname they gave Tommy, man. I like Tommy, man. Tommy was cool. I like a lot of people. I don't, but I like a lot of people, even though I don't necessarily agree with them. I like people that I don't know. I think I'm the type of person that appreciates a person like even though I like say if I don't agree with everything that you say, which I do agree with a lot of things Tommy say. If I don't agree with something, everything somebody says, I still appreciate like an honest person. So I like you more just for being, an honest person. versus just liking you because I agree with everything that you said. Because I'm my own person. I really don't have that need to want to agree with you. Like I don't need for us to be on the same page. I like you as long as you're honest about your feelings, like your opinions on whatever it is that we might be talking about. Paul Bates says, why do black women have an attitude when a black man have a white woman? Don't hear that with a black woman with a white man. Don't get it. I'm not I'm not sure about that. I don't understand it. Black men just tend not to care. I be doing these little papers, and I be writing these little papers. That might be one that I have to write up, and then I'll do like another video on it. Maybe I'll find some video dealing with interracial relationships or something, and then I'll write up something on that. I've noticed it, but it's something I never really too much thought about it, because I know that for the most part, people date within their race, their culture, or even their religion, right? Because most people want to be with somebody that they have things in common with. So I don't even think this like you'll hear the conversations all the time with the black women saying, "Oh, you black, like what's his name? Dr. Umar be like, "Oh, the bunny hoppers," or something like that, right? And I'm like, most people stay within their group. It's not based off of hatred or anything. It's just that you want to be with somebody that y'all have shared experiences. It's just how it is. You want somebody that y'all align religiously or spiritually, because you want to be able to pass down things to your kids, and it just makes it easier when everything lines, is aligned like that. For most people, that's how they think. So um I think that I will say this. I think the experience of a black man and of just a man and a woman is going to be different when it comes to dating, because the man is in a position where he he is the gatekeeper to marriage, and he is the one that's got to get the ring. He's going to get on one knee. He's going to propose. The position that a woman would be in would be waiting for the guy to pick her um to be on the team. So I think the perception of the from a woman's viewpoint is kind of like y'all picking them over us. If you are a man and you see a black woman with a white man, you're not going to feel like the black woman picked the white man over you, because you're just going to feel like the white man picked the black woman. So I just think it's two different. We're going to look at it two different ways because of our positions when it comes to dating. So that might be why a black woman may be more offended in that situation. That's the only way I could think of it, just going off the cuff. I never really understood it, because I don't see women get attacked the same way when they get white husbands. I just don't. Zach says, I like him. He's a heck of a shucker. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. I like him too, man. I didn't know, because some people do call him the crispy because they don't like him. So I was just unsure about that. Paul Bates says, is it that black woman think you taking my man from me? Yeah. Yeah. And I think too, and Paul Bates says they are. I think just black people in a unique because another thing too is that our marriage rates are low, and so it's hard enough for a black woman to get married anyway. So if you have this black guy that is marriage minded, that does want to settle down, that does want to get married, it's going to mean much more to a black woman to see him do that for someone outside of the community. So I understand, and I can get it from that point. If our marriage rates were higher, or if we were doing I think that we're growing and recovering from the whole drug thing, mass incarceration. I think we're starting to heal and rebuild after all going through that. Like, Big Meech just got out of prison. So um we got to realize that all that stuff happening wasn't that long ago, with people getting hooked on drugs, thrown in prison, dying and stuff like that. And I think we're in a moment of healing. I think that if we were doing better, if our marriage rates were higher, home ownership, things like that were higher, I don't think it would be such a big deal. I think that those women already feel like there's a disadvantage, and then for a black man to go and be with a white woman, I think it's just the icing on the disadvantage cake. Let's see. Paul Bates says it's how you're raised. It's how you raised. You mean as far as like with the interracial dating? I think so. I think it's how you raised. I think it's where you raised. Some people are raised in areas where if I'm saying it the right way with how you're asking, I know it's some people that say like if a black man is with like a white woman, they say, oh, you hate yourself, that's self-hate. But sometimes it's just where people live at, or how they're raised. Um, if you come from a certain community and you're around different people, um, you are going to view them as your peers. And naturally, if that's who you're around and you start dating, technically those are the people that you would kind of see them as, a part of your community because of how you raised or how you're raised. If that's what you're saying, Paul Bates, if I got that right. But I do think it has a lot to do with that. Like I've dated white women before, but I was staying, like, even all my roommates were white, and so some people say, like, I told somebody that before, and they're like, oh yeah, you were engaging in self-hate. And I was like, no, I wasn't. I was young. I was doing my laundry one day. It was college years. Um, I just met a nice girl at the laundromat, and I was like, oh, okay. And we just got to talking. I said, okay, hey, you want to go out sometime or something? She said, yeah, sure. And we just went out. I didn't think that deeply of it. That's just who I was around at the time. That's the area I was in. I wanted to go out on a date, you know. So, uh, you know, and I wasn't raised to fear nobody or hate nobody or feel like somebody was my enemy or against me. So, the area I was in, how I was raised, um, that's who was around. So that's just who I dated. So, but, hmm. Anywho, how long I've been doing this? It has now been. It's been how long? How long have we been at this? I want to say, damn it. Every time I try to look, I want to say it's been 3 hours. Let's see. Paul, you said it's about how your family raised you. I lived in a multiracial community outside of Detroit. It's sad we are having this conversation, period. But this is life we live in. God is good all the time. Okay, yeah, and I understand. Yeah, I understand you saying that, right? Because your experience is going to be different. For some people, and you're right, it is about how your family raised you, right? I've heard some people say, like, I heard this one guy, we was on Clubhouse talking, and he said that his mama told him, you better not bring no white girl to this house. You know what I mean? So even if he never had a negative experience with a white person, his mom saying that would have presented the sense of negativity without even having his own actual experience. So if he was out and he met a nice young lady and she was white, he would, he's been raised and programmed by because of what his mom told him. My mom never told me nothing like that. So when I met the white girl, had never been told nothing like that. It's college years. I'm just meeting people. For the first time, I had 5 white roommates and stuff. Nobody ever said anything mean to me. Nobody ever disrespected me. I never once felt like an outsider. I never felt picked on. I mean, which I ain't nobody. I'm not the type of person you could bully anyway. Uh, you know, but I never felt this. I like not even like not even nothing sarcastic. Like nothing. I don't remember any bad experience at all with it. Now, but um what if I was raised or people around me said certain things that maybe if I would have heard those things before being in that situation, then somebody could have said something to me and I could have took it the wrong way. And so sometimes that's another thing that happens when you're raised a certain way and people fill you with these fear, they use these fear tactics. And before you even meet these people, you already going to them with this bias because of, like you said, how your family raised you, and stuff. Um, But yeah, I think it's best, like you say, you grew up in a multiracial community. I honestly, I think that's the best thing for most people. People always talking about traveling, even just you don't have to even leave this country. I think that if you travel, um, you'll get a real good experience. I remember being, and I know what the TV says, I know what YouTube say, what the movies say. I remember being a young black guy um traveling around this country, going everywhere. I remember being in places where there were no black people at, and nobody ever bothered me or did nothing to me. And let everybody else tell it, not people in my family, but just people I would talk to that I would tell them like, hey, I'm about to be traveling around and stuff like that. I was young, I was like, just 21 at the time, like fresh 21. And I was telling people, hey, I'm gonna be leaving, I'm gonna be traveling around and everything. And people say, oh, you gotta be careful for this. But and I remember when I first went out there, and it wasn't from my family, it was just like from friends and stuff like that, which these are people that didn't grow up in my house. So I don't know what their parents or family taught them, but they would say these things to me. And I remember at first going out there, it was hard because I was waiting for the ball to drop. I was waiting for somebody to be mean to me. I was waiting for somebody to be um just like overly just racist with me or something. And it never happened. I was fine. People were nice to me. People were kind to me. People helped me out. People talked to me. I made friends of, from different backgrounds, different races, different cultures, religions, everything, I don't know. It's crazy like that. I think the most craziest thing that ever happened to me, and I know this guy, he wasn't trying to be sneaky or nothing. I mean, I had a really good, long, genuine, nice conversation. Big old white guy. And I remember this was a while ago. I remember it was cold as hell outside. I thought he would end the conversation, but he didn't. He said, hold on. He went over to his truck and got him a jacket and put his jacket on. But I say that to say this, that white guy had he had a big old Confederate flag tattooed on his back. And I say this to say, and I say that to say this is that you just never know what you're gonna get out of people. One thing don't necessarily mean the other. It just don't. Now, from how I was told and taught, I thought that guy would be mean to me or probably say something bad to me or try to do something to me, but it didn't happen and stuff. So I don't know. Some of these things, I don't know. I don't want to take away from nobody's experience, man. I just treat life. I treat everybody, I just treat everybody case by case, to be honest. Everybody that the people I was told or expected to be mean to me, wasn't. And so I would say that is more about character. I can't speak about what was going on in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s and stuff. I wasn't alive then. I'm just saying for my life, for my generation and stuff. For me, it's just more about a person's character. One of the reasons I started doing a YouTube channel is because I would be a part of other people's stuff, and I didn't feel like I had a voice, or felt like I didn't feel like, I'm just saying, like, just not, it's not about color or anything like that, but just people of some of the other people platforms or other people's rooms, like if I was on Clubhouse or on TikTok and stuff, some of these people, I just feel like I didn't have a voice. I felt like a lot of the things I was a part of, it was an echo chamber. And I felt like, especially if I was around my own people, it was like, if you're a black man, you gotta think this way, you gotta feel this way, you gotta date this way, you gotta marry this way, you gotta raise your kids this way, you gotta do this and this and that. And I just wanted to separate it from it. So I just started my own YouTube channel so I could have my own voice. And I said, people that are like-minded, like me, people that want to have their own opinion, not be controlled, not be no robot, that don't believe in all this fear-mongering crap. If those people are out there and they're people like me, I'll find them and they'll find me. And it'll be based off of just character and being a good, decent, hardworking person. And so that's what I think. So anywho, this was the late night show with Tommy Sotomayor. Classic. Everybody that came through, I appreciate you. If you are not subscribing, you enjoy the content. I ain't no guru or nothing. I just be on here talking and sharing my opinion. I'm just a regular person like everybody else. I don't know the secrets of life or anything like that, but I've been around me for a long time. Matter of fact, I've been around me my whole life, and I think I'm a pretty good person. So anyway, Shout out to Mountain Dew Master, who came in the beginning. He was asking everyone would they I don't know why he tries to throw me off. He tries to throw because I be concentrating hard in the beginning of, and he'll say something to try to throw me off. So he said, "Would you go down on Lizzo for $1?" That's how he started off. Shout out to him. He always cracks me up. Shout out D Life came through, Guns and Magnolias, Gage. Shout out Miss Olivia. Thank you for coming through. Shout out to G Hill. Great conversation, bro. Sam the man came through. Appreciate you. Thank you. Mimar came through. Candace Naomi Jones came through. Appreciate you. Zed Ziggy came through in the comments. Eminence of Oops came through, and I'm hoping I was saying that right too. But he didn't say that I wasn't saying it right. So I think I got it right. Shout out to Rock Alexander. Shout out Shalik Brooks. Shout out OG Bobby Johnson. Shout out to Aura Aroma. I like that part when I was talking to her. I hope that I was able to let her know, because she came in thinking that we was bashing black women, but this was just a conversation between a black man and black woman. They disagreed, they yelled at each other, and they argued each other, but honestly I don't think they were like terribly disrespectful to each other like that, so hopefully she walked away knowing we wasn't bashing black women, right? So hopefully because I don't like to bash anybody, to be honest. I think that's shout out Redbird came through in the chat. Oh yeah, of course, Indigenous by Blood 89. Appreciate you as well. Shout out Paul Bates. Shout out Zach. Yep. Man. Oh, and good night to you as well, Paul Bates. Man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for what you pointed out. I think what you pointed out is the most I like that, growing up in a multiracial community, getting to be around a lot of people, because when you do that, you don't have to go by these lies that they're putting on the news or on movies and TV shows. When you really get to be around people, you get to see like, wow, we're not even that different. We might have some things that are different, but those things don't be bad things. They be like good things, because you get to try those people's different food and they get to try your different food, and y'all get to bounce different ideas and beliefs off each other and grow together. So that's the beauty of it. So thank you for bringing that up. Good night to you as well. Everybody that stayed for the show, anybody or if you came in at the end, catch the replays earlier if you want to check out the whole video. Also, if you've never seen Tommy Sotomayor, you can just type his name in YouTube. You can type in Tommy Sotomayor, like one-on-ones or interviews and stuff like that if you want to check him out more, if you're unfamiliar to him. But a lot of people that's been on YouTube have know about him and have seen him a lot, So anyway, I appreciate you all. Definitely appreciate you. It's always love when it comes to me. I appreciate everyone, just because the hardest thing for people to do these days is talk to each other. So I appreciate just the conversations, the people in the chat more than or people that's just sitting here listening, man. That's what's missing in this world, just people talking to each other and communicating. So I appreciate you all. I'm out of here. I'll catch y'all next time.
Risky behavior.